All right, everybody. It is the Pandemonium, and we got Robbie to win. Back at it, episode 2, season 4, Absolute Pandemonium Podcast. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope the week has been doing great for you. What's up? How's everybody been? Rod, how's the week going?
Week's going good. Actually had a funny story yesterday, work-wise. We had a late work meeting, ended up going a little later than normal, so got about 10-15 minutes extra overtime next paycheck.
I mean, you can't be mad at that.
Can't be mad. I just my job when we got groups who do meetings one day, like Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and my group we're the last ones at the end of the day. So we just be chopping it up. I got a lot of chatty Catties in that work. So I was like, people just chit chatting. I'm like, okay, we want to get on out here, boss. My boss lady, shout out to her. She trained me at my job. She ended up getting promoted to be the main boss. So she was like, Sherrod, you good? Don't worry about clocking out late. That's gonna be overtime for you this week. I was like, bet. You gotta tell me
right. It's always good when your soups look out for you, Yeah,
that's why I like my job. Like my boss is hella cool. That's a fun fact. For you guys who are employers, make sure you're cool with your employers. Like that's how you keep loyal employees. That's how you keep a loyal squad.
This is true. They watch your back, you watch theirs. It's all good. Not many soups do it. I'm lucky enough to have a few soups that are good about it. I've been pretty lucky, actually, through most of my careers. Most of my supervisors were pretty supportive. But I've heard some stories.
I've been in some stories. I mean, I told you about when I was working for 301, all the drama and all the office politics going on.
Uh-huh.
And then that one, I think I told you, like that one dude who was like a supervisor got mad at a chick who wouldn't sleep with him. I fired everybody associated with him, me included.
Wow. That's crazy.
Caught me on a technicality. I'm like, that's
not they caught you. Caught you slipping.
Definitely caught me slipping. And the call didn't make no sense because the guy was through an attitude with me. I was kind of like calm, but they were like, you sounded aggressive on the phones, and that was 3 strikes and you were gone. I'm like,
oh wow.
That's what I mean when they caught me on a technicality.
Wow.
Did that dog walk of shame? I was like, low-key, I was kind of happy. I didn't go all the way back out to Brooklyn from the Bronx. I was kind of low-key happy, but
did they at least call you beforehand? Like, did you have to go in to leave?
Yeah, this is about half the day. I think they let me go like 10:30, 11. They waited the second shift came in too. I was like, oh
wow.
And then Sherrod, okay, so Sherrod, get your stuff. You're fired. We'll know your last check. That's it. Goodbye.
Hey.
Clocked out. Walked out. Grabbed a slice of pizza and I was working at the Brooklyn Army Terminal, so got a slice of pizza. The last slice of pizza and bounced. Never went back there ever again.
Dang. Well, it is what it is. On the better and better, as they always say.
7 years later, I'm at where I'm at right now.
There you go. Well, shoot. As y'all know, the title was Black Characters in Gaming. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But did you watch the State of Play? It dropped yesterday. For those who haven't seen it, feel free to catch it on YouTube. Sony's State of Play was yesterday. Rod, I know you had some thoughts.
Definitely had some thoughts. I heard rumors maybe the day before about the Sonic reveal, which I thought was just a rumor. The Sonic Shadow Generations. I mean, from what I've seen from the Sonic fandom, they're about 50-50. Some are like, okay, Generations, okay, cool. And there was the other fandom like, I want Sonic Unleashed remake, and I'm kind of leaning towards that department because Sonic Generations is pretty much what Sonic Origins was. It's just like it was an anniversary game, so like Power Rangers Super Sentai, they have like that anniversary season where the Power gimmick kind of mimics the anniversary. That's what Sonic Generation is, just a celebration of 2D and 3D Sonic, but just like a best of list. Like if you were to do a mixtape of Sonic stages, here's your mixtape of Sonic stages.
Okay. I was wondering. I was like, because I know there was a Generations that came out, but I couldn't remember how long that's been.
It was for the 20th anniversary. I want to say the 20th. So it's been at least 10 years. At least 10.
Okay.
I'm just like,
and it was just Sonic though before.
Yeah, it was just classic Sonic, the little chubby one. That's the classic 2D Sonic. And then you're more mono Sonic. Now they're throwing Shadow in the mix with like a different side story from what I saw.
Gotcha.
Which I'm like, okay, cool. Wasn't expecting that, but I'll take it. Like, I'll take it.
And it was Sonic Shadow Generations is the one that's coming out now, which it looked pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it looked pretty decent.
Sega threw a good curveball there. I'm like, they have been saying they're gonna go back and dig in the crates a little bit more. So I mean, and like people said, they did the pose.
Right.
They did the pose.
They definitely did.
Like I would
see if I can pull it up here.
Like I would have did Tails, but I did Knuckles instead of Shadow, but Knuckles is Piccolo, Shadow is Vegeta. So you know how that goes. You know the Sonic DBZ comparisons. You know how that goes.
Oh yeah. Here we go. Just kind of as a background for you all to see. This is kind of what it was looking like.
Pretty good. Like the Sonic stuff was a nice surprise. But if I'm looking at the whole state of play, the VR stuff I wasn't interested in. But the game
VR, I don't know. So the VR, you talking about the Sword and Shield thing that they did?
Yeah, like the VR game, the VR2 games. Like I don't play VR, so that didn't interest me, to be honest.
Gotcha. So there were 2 VR games for those who haven't seen it yet. One was and of course, if you plan on watching the state of play, I would still say go watch it. But Metro, the game Metro, they did a VR for that. Then I just realized my face is like extra dark. I don't know what is up with my camera today. Anyway, I'm gonna have to fix that in 2 seconds.
Probably
lighting. But there was also another VR that was Legendary Tales.
Yeah,
that one I actually was interested in. I'm not gonna lie. It was kind of like Elder Scrolls, Skyrim-esque. That's kind of how it was. And so, like, for those who are watching, if you see the screen, like you're doing magic, you're casting, like you got axes and bows and daggers. The overall aesthetic from what it looks like. Now, of course, you can't judge the, what do you call it? The like handling. You can't really judge that, of course. But for what it looks like, it don't look half bad.
I wish it wasn't VR. I would give that a. I mean, it looks all right, but it's just I got to draw a line. Like first person in VR is where I draw my line gaming wise.
You said first person? I don't know. Like I'm waiting for it. Like they've got to do something. Okay, again, I'm an SAO fan, right? So with that being the
sense.
Case,
that could be a gem. I can see why.
Like anime that we got in games. Like if you think about it, they got to get there sometime. At some point, they have to get there. So
we'll probably be in our 70s by the time we get to that technology. We'll probably be in our 70s. Probably.
I'm hoping not. Like it's as fast as AI is moving, and that's a whole nother conversation we can break into, a little bit later. But as fast as AI has been growing, I personally feel that there is no excuse for us not having fully immersive VR experiences by the time I'm 60.
Okay. I can respect that.
So 20 years. I'll give them 20 years.
Okay.
It should probably be 10. But you know what I mean?
Depends. Maybe by the time the PS6 comes out, maybe middle.
I can see that. Right. Something like that.
Level. Like probably still wouldn't be my cup of tea, but like I said, I'm older. I'm getting more. I'm like I'm starting to get not setting my ways with gaming, but I know my gaming styles and what I don't like.
And I can respect that. Knowing what you like and don't like, that's a whole nother it's another ball game, you know. But it's always good to have. I don't know. I think it's worth exploring new elements as time goes on, um, at different stages, if that makes sense. So, like, when VR first came out, like I've played like some of the old original like Oculuses and stuff like that. So I saw what it was like initially, right? And then once this newer generation of VR games came out, I've tried it again since then. It's not bad. Like the Beat Saber era of VR, right?
Okay.
So I tried it again during that time just to see what the changes were from initially to then, to see if it really was not just a new hype. Because anybody with a hobby, you want to get the stuff as soon as it comes out because that's your hobby.
That's your jam.
Right. But it doesn't mean that it's actually ready to go. It's like buying iPhones when they first come out, knowing they're going to be 5 iterations. Wait, I think at this point, any gamer, at least any older gamer or somebody who's been gaming for a long time, you don't get the first game system out the block. Like, you don't catch a PS5 the day it drops. You give it a year. Let them go through their different versions, bugs, and iterations, the burnouts, and then you buy one.
Or my rule with consoles, I have to have 3 to 4 games I'm interested in before I buy. And that might take a year. So
and I can respect that. That's definitely a thing. Unless, like, because again, so I don't have a PS5 right now. I play mostly PC, PS4, Switch. That's kind of my spread right now.
Mm-hmm.
However, now after seeing the state of play, I got to look into a PS5.
You ready to pull that trigger now?
I might have to pull the trigger because, and one of the games again, Stellar Blade, one of the games that they had on there, I think it looked visually good. It kind of reminded me of Shin Megami Tensei. Hey, Monty, how's it going? Monty. Welcome back.
Welcome back in 2024. See, season 4 bringing everybody. See what I told you about season 4, bringing everybody back.
I know, right? But yeah, it reminded me of Shin Megami Tensei, something like that.
I remember that title. I remember.
Yeah, that title. Mixed with Scarlet Nexus. It's got some like Final Fantasy VII remake gameplay mechanics.
Okay.
So I liked that. The storyline looked intriguing. Kind of a Forbidden West on horror. You know what I mean? Type deal. If you're looking at the screen there, you can see some of the gameplay from
it looked interesting. It looked interesting.
Yeah, definitely looked intriguing. Had like a cyberpunk Edge Runner-ish kind of vibe also.
Yeah, I forgot what stream I was. Someone brought that up. So I was like, I'm getting a cyberpunk. What's her name? I think I was in, no. Someone streamed. They didn't mention that. I forgot. I can't remember whose stream I was in. They mentioned that.
Gotcha.
I can't remember.
PS4, PS5, and Switch. I can respect it. But back to that. Thank you. That reminded me back to what we were talking about though with the PS5 thing, right? Like everything up until now, I've been able to get on PS4.
Makes sense,
right? And since I don't have like a 4K TV, it really wasn't a reason to get a PS5 for the same game that I could get on a system that I already have. It just didn't make sense,
I can get that. Like I'll admit, between the PS5 and Switch, I have double dipped a lot. Mostly because, like, I got the Switch before I even, before I came to Milwaukee, and when the Switch originally came out, I had just started before we came on. I was talking about one of my former jobs, but That's when I originally got the Switch. I was just started that job. I think I was working there like 4 or 5 months, and I got that for myself as a present to myself.
Okay.
I thought I was gonna have an apartment pretty soon. I was on a wait list for an apartment. I was staying at my God rest his soul, my aunt's house with my cousin, and just waiting out the time. And then I just ended up getting the Switch for myself. I was like, okay, why not? I think Sonic Mania just came out, and that was the third game. It was Sonic Mania, Breath of the Wild, and Mario Odyssey.
Okay.
That was my three. I'm like, Breath of the Wild, I was like, okay, I definitely want to Switch, but I don't just want to play one game. I need variety.
I can see that. I will say this game, the Stellar Blade, that was kind of like a 4th, 5th option. You know what I mean? Right. Of a reason to get it. It wasn't like gotta have it. But for me, the ones that kind of kicked it into gear were Dragon's Dogma. Okay. Dragon's Dogma 2 is coming out, and that looked insane.
That did. I was like, oh, I thought it was Monster Hunter for a minute there. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, like that looked like it's going to be epic.
That might be it could be a game seller. It could be a system seller. I wouldn't be surprised.
If they do it well, that's a game of the year. Because Dragon Dogma is already known for like its storyline, and you know what I mean, the hours of gameplay that you plug into it, and like that series and game is already winning.
Right.
As long as they don't mess up, like it's a shoe-in.
As long as you don't drop the ball or something else comes out of nowhere. Like
unless they drop the same year as a Kojima game. Because if they drop the same year as a Kojima game, they're done. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and that was towards the end of the like, oh, he's back. I'm like, oh, damn.
Yeah. That's the other thing for those who don't know. Kojima is going back to his Metal Gear Solid roots, which is going to be a whole problem.
And he doesn't have to worry about respecting the legacy of a franchise?
At all. This is brand new. All brand new. And then they got the other game was the Rise of the Ronin game.
That I want. That looks so cool. I want that.
Like it just looks aesthetically. It's got like that. What is it? Like a dragon. The game, like the feel of like a dragon, mixed with Neo, mixed with Assassin's Creed. In early
Japan, like early Tokyo,
early Japan, like 1800s. So the early modernization of the Japanese culture, I guess.
Probably think Rurouni Kitchen era. I think it's about the same time too, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, yeah.
That might be that might be a good potential crossover, but that's probably another conversation for another day.
Happy Black History Month, Monty. Yes, ma'am.
Indeed.
Yeah, that looks. It looked good, and it looks intuitive. Just looking at the HUD that it had, it looked very intuitive. So
it looks.
I'm
good,
hoping.
Right, you get it right. That's gonna be a fun one to play.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Maybe throw in some 1v1 multiplayer, probably post game. Might have a game there.
It reminded me also of Wrath of Darkness Tenchu from back in the day.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
If you've never played, okay, so I'm gonna see if I can pull up some video for that too. Wrath of Darkness, Tenchu Wrath of Darkness was one of my favorite. Like it was the go-to assassination game. Let's see here. You were like a ninja, and you were going through basically like cleaning house across the government. Is what it was.
But that's just what I said.
That sounds like you're going.
Return from Darkness. Here we go.
The Spanish teacher.
Just play the video. I don't want commercials.
The teacher frisking it to the Spanish teacher.
Here we go. So it's old school play. So it's an older PlayStation game, Xbox PlayStation game.
Okay.
But like really good stealth mechanics. really good assassination mechanics. It like I replayed that game probably 20 times.
Oh, he was in
20 to this day. I could still play this game and it would hold up in 2024.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good for us, especially in that era.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Like think Ninja Gaiden. It was pre Ninja Gaiden era.
Ooh, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. You can pull that up before that game kind of revolutionized everything again.
Exactly. So I think, and I'll pull up the date here. When did it come out?
I'm gonna probably say if you say PlayStation era, I'm gonna probably say either
release date was 03.
I was about to say 03. I was like 03, 04.
Yep. Release date was an 03. So that right there should tell you the type of gameplay that we had at that time. You know what I mean? We still had that blocky, Virtua Fighter-esque gameplay at that point.
Yeah.
You know,
Virtua Fighter, that's a name I ain't heard in a while. And what Sega
in a month of Sundays.
And what Sega's saying they're resurrecting old franchises, maybe Virtua Fighter be around the corner with some of the modern techniques we got in between Mortal Kombat and your series Tekken. I don't know if you tried Tekken yet.
Yeah. So if you could have a game come back, fighting game, re-revolutionized, or however you want to do it, there's a remake. What would you pick?
Funny enough, I've seen a lot of people talk about this on Twitter. I mean, not Twitter, not TikTok. A lot of people have been saying Def Jam Fight for New York, and I can respect that answer, but that's not the answer I respect. I'm going to throw an old school one out there. Samurai Showdown.
So you know they did that.
Oh, did not know that.
Yeah, they it was something that released, whatever the last system release was. It came out around that time. Because there was a whole big thing about it coming out, and I remember like a lot of younger gamers being like, "Oh my gosh, this game is great," and I'm like, "This game is old as heck." Like, it was a remake. 2021, I think.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah. 2021. No, 2019. 1920.
Yeah, that's about the launch of the PS5.
There you go. Yep. That's what it was.
Oh wow.
So if you look on the screen, you can see this is the upgrade. They basically remastered it.
Oh, cool. I did not know that. I might have to see if that's on PS5 streaming by any chance. Somebody have to check that out.
If you can, definitely watch it. It was an old school, like Fatal Fury era game. For those who don't know about Samurai Showdown, originally, it was back then, and it was a heck of a contender for fighting games. It kind of goes that if you know Guilty Gear, that genre of that 2D side gamer, side fighter type gaming. And it stuck to the 2D. It didn't go to 3D like Street Fighter did, right? Or Mortal Kombat did. It stayed 2D the entire time, which is one thing that I loved about it. And then when they remastered it, they still kept it. They 3D'd it with a 2D aesthetic, if that makes sense. Like the shadowing and stuff. Oh, it still looks kind of 2D-ish. Even though it's got the 3D animation.
Oh, that's good to know. I didn't know that. So okay, let me circle back then. Okay, Samurai Showdown would have been one. I'm not,
but I know that was definitely a good pick.
And I'm gonna go. I know people have been eking for this to come back, and because of all the copyrights and a lot of different things, this is probably also an honorable mention. Marvel vs. Capcom. I kind of want another Marvel vs. Capcom.
Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah, I can respect that. I can respect that. Marvel vs. Capcom was it's not even clutch. It was It raised a genre of fighting gamers. The Marvel Capcom series, like 1, 2, and 3, I think were the height of Marvel vs. Capcom.
Well, 3 had Phoenix, right? Okay, I'll give it a pass. 3 had Phoenix, right? I'll give it a pass. That was kind of a funny gimmick character. I was like Phoenix, right? In a Capcom, in a Marvel vs. Capcom, like how's that gonna work? Then again, I forget if it was Infinite, or no. 3 had Deadpool too. Damn, they were cooking on that lot.
That's what I'm saying.
So Infinite is the one that screwed everything up. Okay.
Yeah, Infinite was the one where it started going downhill. Personal opinion. That was where it started going downhill. Here, let me put on this for y'all so you can kind of watch it in the background there. The Marvel vs. Capcom 3 trailer was just hard. Like, it was everybody going ham for no reason. We came to fight. We came to throw hands. That was all we came to do today. Like, I remember stacking quarters on the console talking about some I got next, and you got a line of 5 people in front of you.
That's right. Like, She-Hulk was in the third one. I forgot She-Hulk was in the third one.
Yep, She-Hulk was in it. That Berserker Barrage. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Now I remember why I didn't buy this. Because they swapped 3. Now I remember why. I think they swapped. This is when they swapped classic Mega Man for 0. And I got pissed about that.
Yeah, they did. Well, I thought, no, you had both. Both were in here.
Oh, they both were?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, both were in it. Because this right here, this is the Ultimate Marvel. So this is like the upgraded one. This isn't the old one.
Okay.
This is like, if you look at it, this is like a more of a 3D variation on it. Let me see here.
Leave the rivalry to it.
No, you didn't.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
So you think
what was the roster? I gotta look that up real quick. I might be merging Infinite and 3 together. I might be merging them together.
Hold up here.
It's the X-Men characters too. When they lost the X-Men characters too.
There we go. There you go. Right there.
Yeah, 0 was in 3, not Mega Man. That's why they swapped Mega Man for 0.
They did. So they did swap it. I thought both were in there. Okay, so that's on me.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the character rosters right. Yeah, the character roster right now was. Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, hardly any X-Men were here. Magneto, Feet. Yeah, they took a lot of X-Men characters out. Damn.
Yeah, this was kind of like, is this still Ultimate? No. Okay. Yeah.
Characters. Let me see. Yeah, I'm looking at the character rosters right now.
Okay. Who do you got?
No. Okay, so Marvel side it was still some X-Men in here, just a really super popular one. Wolverine was still in 3. Let me see. Deadpool's technically in X-Men, so Deadpool, X-23, Magneto, Storm. Phoenix was in here? Ooh, boy, she had to be hella busted. And then looking at the Capcom side.
Original roster. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm looking at Galactus was the final boss. Oh, wow.
Yeah, Galactus was the final boss. Yep.
I can see why there's not a lot of X-Men in there. Galactus is the final boss. That actually makes sense. Capcom.
But that is definitely a good version.
I can see why classic Mega Man was in Galactus. Galactus is eating Mega Man up for lunch.
Oh yeah, that wasn't even a reason to put him against him. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
the other thing is though, how they always have to do. It's like a Sonic Knuckles thing. After so many in a row, they've got to switch it out.
Yeah, I get it. And X was kind of on and popping here at this point too, so I get it.
Yeah,
because this is when
he was.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, the X was on and popping.
Plus, he's more of a hand-to-hand combat fighter anyway. Like,
sure, yeah.
Unless you gave Mega Man boosts, like picking up other people's powers and stuff, he really isn't a hand-to-hand fighter.
Yeah, he's more of a long-range, short fighter. He's a long-range. And looking at this, I'm looking at this roster now. I don't see a lot of short range fighters, and a lot of long range fighters. Yeah, I can see why. Okay, it makes sense. I'm getting Infinite mixed up with 3. Okay, so that's on me.
No, you good. Because there's 3 and then there's Ultimate 3, and I'm like, most of the things that I'm finding are Ultimate 3. 3 was
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it slide off on a tangent there, but
no. You know how we do. Shoot, it is what it is.
Yeah, just.
But no, that was a good choice. A new Marvel versus Capcom. I think we could do. I think so. We had Infinite, and then we have another one that came out after that.
No, I think Infinite was the last one because they were probably going to do another one, but then I think when Infinite came out, that's when Disney got all the Marvel properties back.
Yeah, you're right. So, would you upgrade on Infinite, or would you upgrade on an earlier iteration?
I would probably just consider Infinite its own story and just go back to the numbering system. Pull a Mortal Kombat 1. Infinite didn't happen. We're just going back to Marvel versus Capcom 4.
I feel that. Put the numbers back into it and call it a day.
Yeah, because Disney pretty much has all the rights back to all the characters at this point. So I don't see any issue unless Disney wants to play hardball, and we've seen how they were with Kingdom Hearts. So might be the same situation. Might be the same situation, which is kind of sad because I would love to see this. Or it's too bad like Warner and DC has Mortal Kombat because Marvel versus Marvel. I know people like Marvel DC versus Mortal Kombat. I think Marvel versus Mortal Kombat would probably be a better fighting game. My honest opinion.
Hold it. So you're saying you think the Marvel characters introduced into the Mortal Kombat universe would be better than DC into the Mortal Kombat universe?
Because Marvel always seem more download realistic, and then think about the fatality. Think about the fatalities. Think about someone like Thor, or Storm, or like Mystique.
So I see it. No, okay. I don't not see it. Does that make sense?
Right.
Like you make complete sense. Yes. Marvel characters would be insane. Because think about like Hulk and Wolverine and you know what I mean, Deadpool. Like the types of stuff that they would do. Sabretooth would be nasty in a Mortal Kombat game. Like he would. Like, yeah, no. That's especially with today's graphics. Like I could just imagine Sabretooth ripping through somebody like just whole. Nightcrawler.
Oh Jesus Christ!
just the thought of Nightcrawler in that game would be terrifying. If you know, for those who know Nightcrawler, if you don't know Nightcrawler's abilities and you just think he just goes poof and poof, I'm gonna need y'all to do some homework. My man is lethal.
Cyclops, Magneto.
Right, Cyclops. Like that's like incineration for crying out loud. Like if he can see it, it can die. You know what I mean? Like
okay, and you know how recent fighting games are having like special introductions and special like taunts and stuff. What about character interaction fatality? So let's say we do have this game, a Marvel versus Mortal Kombat.
Right.
I'm gonna say a matchup and figure out the fatality.
Oh Lord.
Magneto versus Wolverine. What would be the special fatality?
Oh, the adamantium rip. Easy.
Yep.
The skeleton pulling it out. I mean, but that's see, I think if we did something like that, that's now going out of the realm. Like you would no longer need Mortal Kombat because there's so much comic book lore on Marvel character deaths. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like their own, like you're saying, the interactivity of the characters. Like,
you know, they will
all know, right? Like they've killed each other off so many times in so many different ways that you could stay canon and be good. Hold on one second. I think we have our guest in the building. Give me just a second to get him pulled in.
All right. I'm thinking about fatalities, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm just thinking of it like, oh boy. That could be a field day. That could probably be his own topic. Like Marvel characters fatalities. That probably be his own episode. Because I don't know, Panda, if you follow TikTok. There's like this TikToker who does their own version of Mortal Kombat fatalities on TikTok.
There we go. I want to make sure I got you right. Hokage, you there? My volume's kicking. Give me a second. Let me make sure I got you here. Boop. Boop. Can you hear us now?
Oh.
There we go. I feel like I'm missing him. I don't know why.
Press the button next.
Like, no, it's open. You can't crack it for you like this. Like, oh, you can't. I said, no. I said, oh, so you speak with your tablet. Your 200 plus pounds be on your tablet.
It is not coming through, not coming through.
So she don't know. Like, I'm like, mama, you ain't never cracked your tablet.
I feel like.
Don't get dead weight 2 plus on your tablet. You ain't crack the screen. She's like, oh, you know. Like, what you do?
Okay, I'm not seeing him in the window you got for me. I'm not seeing him just yet.
Okay.
I can see him.
I'm gonna switch this around here really quickly.
Okay.
All right. How about now?
All right. Okay, I don't see anything changing on my end.
No. Mute. Nope, it ain't that. It ain't that. I don't even hear him in the background. Let me check the audio here. See if there's anything else on the audio. Can you hear us? Nope, don't hear him. Okay, so he hears us. Cool, cool. That's good, at least.
It's a start.
Right. It's always something. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it working. We're gonna get it working. Because this is great. This is. He came in right at the right time too. That's what's messing with me.
Yeah. I just went on that Mortal Kombat tangent too. That is someone needs to submit that to Marvel or Disney. That is no. DC so never. Marvel's so teen centric. We're never gonna get what we want.
I think he dropped out. He's gonna try to come back. We're gonna try it again.
All right. Yeah, but I can see like if there was ever like a Mortal Kombat style Marvel game, I can see them doing like fatalities based on certain comic panels. I can see that happening. Someone would think of that and put it in. I can see it. But back to the state of play. There's one other game I kind of want to mention. The Silent Hill games getting announced, which was a very nice surprise. I wasn't expecting those 2 games in particular.
Can you hear me? Yep. Can you hear me? That's good. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it's something in the system or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna stop sharing this, and we're gonna try it this way.
Okay.
I hope people look at. I will. I thought you had. I didn't.
Let's see. Anything coming through? No, nothing is.
I just heard some static just now.
I heard some static. I did hear some static, but it didn't. Huh. This is insanity. And I'm so sorry for this, bro. Everything was lined up. Right, it's just one of them things.
It's a plate. We have the plate, the steak. We don't have no utensils right now.
Right.
Shout out to Rounders. That's where I got that quote from. I love that movie.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Because you're in here, so I know we should be able to see you.
Yeah, because he don't have nobody to play with.
Mike.
But he was your boy again, and I ain't thinking. I consider myself, you know how I think about myself, like, that's I didn't think of it. I truly did consider Giovanni.
Okay. So he's going to test his mic and be right back just to make sure he's not having anything on his end as well. Not fair, man. It's just not fair.
Not on Black History Month.
Right. Here, I thought we was in the good. We was fresh. We was ready to go.
We was kings. No, that's not
right.
Let me not jump down that rabbit hole. This. That's Hello Fresh.
Yeah, everybody, we should be able to see everything.
All right, I'll keep my tab up. I can still see you. I can see the chat stream.
Right, you still see that. And then I saw him pop in.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitch, but I didn't see it nowhere else.
All right, y'all. We love y'all. We're not gonna leave. We are gonna take a quick break though.
Let's take a pause for the cause.
Yeah. We're gonna pause. We're gonna go to a quick be right back. And then we'll be right back. All right.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Yep, I can.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Welcome. A bunch of percent.
Hey, thank It is. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying I appreciate y'all for inviting me, man. I'm really happy to be here. Like you said, I love talking about gaming. I don't know why it's dropping in and out. Is it dropping in and out for both of you?
You're good.
Okay.
Hands out.
Like I said, I'm just happy to be here. And funny thing, so I know you're Panda and Pandemonium. Before I changed my before I changed over to my Husky Hokage moniker, my moniker was the bearded panda. Like
nice.
yeah. That's yes. So yeah, I'm still a panda. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Pandas on mine.
Welcome to the country of pandemonium, my man. You are home.
Hey,
you are
happy to be here.
welcome.
Kung Fu Panda, my favorite, one of my favorite movies. Like that's where I got it from. So you know,
Oh yeah. That's what's hot. Well, shoot, you actually literally came in at a perfect time. Yeah. Rod had given us a scenario.
Okay.
What if we mixed Marvel into the MK universe?
Ooh. That'll be dope.
Right.
If we mixing Marvel with MK, like, so first off, as much as I love Mortal Kombat, I depending on what all mutants we're bringing over.
Yep.
It might be a sweep for the Marvel universe. I mean, for the Marvel universe, it might be a sweep.
That's what
they getting the broom out real early.
Right.
If we're talking Franklin Richards, anybody like that, Blue Marvel, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, but that's dope, man. That's a dope idea.
He said, what was that last one? You said, what type of fatalities? I forget the name of them.
Fatalities. Like maybe they might have like hidden Easter egg fatalities depending on the character interested. So the example I gave Hokage was, let's say you had a matchup between Magneto and Wolverine. What would you think would be the special fatality for that matchup?
It would definitely, if Wolverine and Magneto are teamed up.
No, against each other, like in a series of Mortal
Kombat. It's that's simple. Magneto ripping the antimatter out of it's like that's clean and simple. Like it's the first thing he gonna do is a fatality. It might be what is called, I think it's called a blood ality or whatever. He ripping. He's gonna rip this, like just rip it completely out of him, man. You just see it it's gonna be hanging there. It's gonna be dripping, and all you gonna see is like a little meat sack on the floor from where Wolverine was.
Yeah, that right there. I was like, you wouldn't even need, honestly. If you were going to take Marvel and put it in an MK world, I don't even think you would need MK anymore. Like, you just going off of comic lore and the number of deaths that we've seen in the Marvel universe,
people die in Marvel, and then they find a way to bring them back. Like it's we just had, I think it was last year when I was reading, they had the death of Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying. You have. Like it happens, and then they a year and a half or 2 years later, poof, they pop back up.
Right.
Like for when the mutants were on Krakoa or whatever they were doing.
Oh yeah.
If they died, they basically found a way to just bring them back like that. So like I said, they'll find a way. They will find a way.
But yeah, no, that was an insane thought, because I was like, Sabretooth would be really good.
Ooh.
Yeah. He'd definitely be on my top 10.
Wolverine versus Sabretooth, that fatality would be, if you tag team. Now, I would love a tag team Sabretooth Wolverine in Mortal Kombat going against somebody.
Like like they do in Marvel vs. Capcom, where they have like the imagine them two coming in.
Omega Red.
Oh, that'd be nasty. That'd be some nasty work.
Oh. Somebody gonna be I don't even think it's gonna be anything left.
Right. Or the other one we said was Nightcrawler.
Man, I can just
people
see
sleep on Nightcrawler.
Oh, they do. I can see, even if Nightcrawler just I can see him just, it's a simple crazy fatality where he would be, like say take somebody that couldn't fly or something like that and just poof him all the way up in the air and just find a way, just poof him up there, beat him all the way down, and just find a way to just drop him, drive him into the ground, and he land on his feet or poof back to his feet while you come crashing down head first or something like that. It'd be something crazy.
Yeah, it would be insane. What drove that question? We were asking if you could bring back a fighting game. What would you be your pick to revamp and bring into 2024?
I've been waiting on this question my whole life. I've said it before on my channel, on my TikTok, two of my favorite fighting games who are no longer around, and that is Power Stone and Bloody Roar.
Yes,
I would love either one of them. And to be like, granted, I love Power Stone, I do, but I would love another Bloody Roar, man.
Oh
like,
yeah,
it had it had a pretty good story. The fight, like the mechanics, like I said, being able to transform and things like that, that was so dope. So I would love another Bloody Roar.
Like, I think that would have been, because that was I'm not gonna lie, that was my call too. Was Bloody Roar. Like, I don't know if any of you ever saw the anime Killing Bites.
No.
If you've never heard of it, you should give it a shot. It is a mature rating because of the transformations and things of that nature. It ain't bad, but it still got a mature rating. But it is what Bloody Roar would be as an anime.
And what's it called? You said Killing
Bites. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I have to check that out.
But like that right there, like that whole premise, like, and it was, and Bloody Roar was like in that same era as Killer Instinct. And I feel like I wish Killer Instinct had got its fair shot when it came back out.
Yeah.
But I think that they use it just as a gimmick when Xbox released that last, what was it, Xbox Series S or something like that. So it kind of fell to the side.
So supposedly they are working on, because they just re-released it or did some update, because it was released on the Xbox One, and then they just re-released it not too long ago. They're actually, from rumors are, they're actually working on a part 2 to Killing Instinct. So
interesting.
There is rumors going around that they were working on, they started working on either revamping it or bringing out a part 2, but they're working on something over there with Killing Instinct.
Okay.
So
well,
we might see it again.
I'm with it. Yes, that would be that would make me happy. That would make me very, very happy.
Yes, and if they put the time, like I said, what I was saying is, if they can take the time to do it right, give you a story. The Killing Instinct they brought back, it just was, it was just fighting. There was no real. I think there was no story mode, no campaign. Yeah, so if they come back with a campaign and give you, because most of these fighting games nowadays have a campaign. Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter had a campaign. Tekken 8 has a campaign. Like, and the story of Tekken 8 is alone itself is really, really good. Amazing. So, like, if you come back with a good story and a good campaign to build off of, people will play your game. People will play the game. And like I said, you got people who've been Killer Instinct fans for a long time.
Oh, we've been waiting.
When Xbox, and when Xbox picked up the IP, people were just hoping. You know what I'm saying? So if you do that game right, they will come. Like they say, you build it, they will come.
By me.
There you go.
True. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. No, I cannot argue. That honestly was my pick as well for the Bloody Roar. And it's just so much, like you're saying, if you give a storyline and the number of characters that Bloody Roar had, and like, not to mention the backstory and lore for how this ability came to be, right? I don't know about you, Hokage, but we're writers. Most of the guys on the podcast are. We're missing a couple of our boys right now, just life be lifing. But but like, we're all writers, and so like, the lore behind Bloody Roar could be so deep. It could be so
it really deep. Could. You have, that's what I say, you have the basis. The premise of the game itself already just off top is fun. But if you put in some good story, some good lore, like I said, how those people got to be able to transform, other things like that. If you can do that, like I said, you build it, they will come.
Oh yeah, they definitely will. They definitely will. So that oof. Yeah, I got chills thinking about that one. I got chills thinking about that one because that would just be like, I could think from a writer standpoint, I could take one of those characters and write an entire short story on one character. If there's like 10 different characters, do you know how big that compendium of short stories would be just to give you a general backstory of the game and the characters in it. Like this is a Witcher 3 situation all over again. That's money on the table right now.
Yes.
Like
that makes sense.
You know,
that makes sense.
Right now, with fighting games are kind of making a somewhat of a resurgence. Like, you have your stuff, especially with Evo being so big.
Yep.
Like, fighting game has made somewhat of a resurgence, man. And if you make a good fighting game, like I said, you go back to Street Fighter last year, Mortal Kombat last year, and Tekken 8 just dropped. If you come back with like I said, a good fighting game, you got a good story, the controls, the mechanics are there.
Oh yeah.
Intuitive.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy. Yeah. All right. Let's keep going. We was talking state of play originally. We just did a quick run through of kind of how state of play was, some of the stuff on it. Was there anything in state of play that did you happen to get to see it? Was there anything that that stood out to you? What are your take on it?
So I was at work when it premiered, but at that point in time I had checked out already. So it was I knew it was I was watching that. So I really enjoyed. It was a good state of play. I really enjoyed it. So Rise of the Ronin was probably the game I was really looking forward to. Now, to me, graphically, it didn't look the best, but I know the developers, which is Team Ninja, they've done Wolong Final Dynasty. They do the Neoi game series or whatever. They make some pretty good games. So with them, I'm not a big graphic fidelity person. Like, if it looks good, it looks good. But what gets me, gameplay and story. But Rise of the Ronin and Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yeah.
That's another game I want. Helldivers looks interesting, and it just reminds me of like a Earth Defense game, and it also like a clash between Earth Defense and Starship Troopers.
Okay,
that's what it reminds me of. Okay. And I'm like, I kind of want to play it. So I know it's dropping on PS5. It drops next week on the 6th, I think, on PS5 and PC.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Helldivers 2 comes out pretty soon. But
I think 2 of the games come out on March 22nd. I think
both of them. Rise of the Ronin comes out March 22nd. Stellar Blade looks all right. I don't know if it's for me. But Stellar Blade, it looks good. But I think they, like, a lot of people didn't like this. I know I was seeing some folks, they didn't really like the trailer because I don't know if they showed too much or if they was just what they were showing wasn't very interesting. But I know Stellar Blade, that comes out in April. But like I said, Rise of the Ronin comes out on March 22nd. That's something I'm probably gonna get there. Like I said, it's kind of hopefully it'll scratch that Ghost of Tsushima itch for me. I'm waiting on Ghost 2. I'm waiting on Ghost 2, man. Yeah. And if and whenever Ghost 2 drop, I'm there day one. I didn't play Ghost of Tsushima until I didn't play it till I got I think till last year or first part of last year. I ended up beating it, but I love Ghost of Tsushima. That's one of my favorite games just from playing it, and I can't wait until we get Ghost 2, which hopefully they're working on it, but hopefully Rise of the Ronin scratches some of that itch I have for that. And like I said, Dragon's Dogma 2, I really want to play that. The only game I'm a little hesitant about that because the creator or the producer of the game was saying they mentioned something about not putting fast travel in their game.
Yes.
And and
it's an open world like that.
Yeah. He was like, so he said something to the fact of if your game is fun, you don't need fast travel. No. If your game is fun and the traversal is fun, right, I'm not gonna want to use fast travel, i.e. Spider-Man 2. Right. Spider-Man 2 has some of the best traversal I've played in a while. And the fast travel in that game, hands down the best fast travel ever. I don't know if you guys have played or had a chance to play it, but the fast travel in Spider-Man 2 is almost instantaneous. Like, it is so dope the way they did it. I shout out to Insomniac for doing that. Like, it's so dope and it's so quick. Like, wherever you pick, and it's not really a spoiler, but it's like you pick a place on the map, whatever, and you pick the place, and then you start swinging, and as you swing, you pop up in that place. You pop up where you pick, like it's literally.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's literally almost instantaneous, and it's amazing. But like you said, if the game is fun, I'm not gonna want to fast travel. But somebody who is hold on, I'm sorry. Somebody that works and has kids. I got 3 kids and full-time dad, husband, all the other good stuff.
Yep.
I need fast travel from time to time. Where if I want to hop in the game, play 20 minutes, or I want to go back and do something I forgot to do, or want to go back and get something, I don't want to spend 20, 30 minutes walking back to where I was. I want to be able to get there, and then I can pop back or what have you. But like I said, the state of play really, it was really good. We mentioned Death Stranding 2. They showed the trailer for that. I don't know if you guys played. Have you guys played that?
So I've not played the first one.
Me either. I've not played it.
But this one made me want to go back and play it.
Yeah, it's on. If you have PS Plus, I think PS Plus thing is on PlayStation Plus right now. I haven't played it either. I watched some gameplay of it. I didn't feel like it was a game for me.
Mm-hmm.
But watching that trailer for the second one, depending on how I feel, I may go back and play it. Yeah, I may go back and check it out. But Death Stranding 2. Then he actually low key announced the first game for the PlayStation 6. The other game, the game he's working on, that new espionage game that he's working on.
It's supposed to be. It's gonna be like the new Snake. Like this is basically all gloves off. Like he can be him. And after the reveal that he did with Jordan Peele. About that horror thing that he's doing, that's like half film, half game, and he's bringing that same concept over to this new game. And they were at Columbia Studios, like that right there. I was like, ooh. Yeah. So it's gonna be amazing. Like I said, he low key announced the first game for the PlayStation 6, and if it's that, I'm definitely gonna be there for it. There was a couple other things that kind of caught. Dave the Diver. I want to play that. They got a Godzilla DLC coming out for that in May. So it's a couple of games on there that really that piqued my interest. Like I know for the only one I know right offhand that I'm probably gonna be in there day one is Rise of the Ronin. I'm still thinking about picking up Dragon Dogma 2 day one, but I'll eventually get it. But I know day one Rise of the Ronin, I'm in there. Respect.
Understandable. I think Rise of the Ronin is going to sell pretty good. I think it'll sell so good. That trailer impressed me. And I usually do. Yeah. I don't know what game I was demoing and it had a sword plate in it, but I can't remember. I played the demo. I thought it was alright, but I didn't want to buy the full game. I can't remember. I think it was a Yakuza game, probably. I don't know.
Was it the one you talking? You may be talking about Yakuza or Like a Dragon?
Like a Dragon.
The one that was. They just dropped Infinite Wealth, but they did drop Like a Dragon Ishin. It was set in the older times.
Yeah.
I think that's the one you have like you can play with. You can wield a gun and a sword. You have a gun and a sword. Yeah. It's on Game Pass if you have an Xbox.
Yeah, I'm actually in the middle of playing not Infinite, the one right before it, the Like a Dragon right before Ishin.
Like a Dragon. It
might just be Like a Dragon.
Yeah, I think it's just like a Dragon. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
So I just recently started playing that, loving it. Very cinematic game.
Yeah, it's I know that they brought because that's what they put back in turn based into the game. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, the demo was cool. I just didn't feel like it was for me. Like I was like,
hey,
I respect.
That's respect. And see, I that's how I was talking to someone earlier. Like I live by that. I'm one of those guys. Just because a game is not for me doesn't mean it's not for someone else. I believe my rule is don't yuck someone else's yum. So I live by that rule when it comes to games or just overall. Like just because I don't like it doesn't mean someone else is not gonna like it. Like Suicide Squad. I played the beta and it was fun. I didn't like some of the things, and I was like, this, I'll check it out maybe when it drops. Or it either goes on sale or if it drops on, PS Plus or Game Pass, I'll check it out then. But I'm probably not gonna pick this up because it's just not the game for me. But I got friends. I got my homeboy. He's put in like almost 40 hours in it, and he got on the early edition, and he's put in like almost 40 hours into it, and he loves it. He's loving it.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That's good though.
Yeah.
But no, I definitely agree. with that. It's one thing to, and I think we talked about it a little bit before he hopped on Rod, where we were talking about people understanding their lane and being okay with driving in it. You know, like you said, everybody got their own thing that they like. I don't have to like what you like. You ain't got to like what I like. But we're both gamers. Let's just enjoy the art of the game and call it a day. I can appreciate the art style, the story, and everything else, even though I don't play it. So, yeah.
Facts. That's facts, and I truly believe that. That's why it was a video. It was something about a video where it was something where how it was a woman. She was describing how she has interactions with some of the male gamers. Like every time they ask her what she plays, and they'll say she'll play, like the cozy games and Sims. Oh, you're not a gamer? Not necessarily. I mean, look, just because you play those type of games, it does not make you any less of a gamer. That's why I tell folks, man, let people enjoy what they want to enjoy. As long as you enjoying it, you ain't hurt nobody. You can't tell somebody they're not. Yes. There you go. Exactly. I'm here for the FUN, the fun. Right. As long as you enjoying it, that's all that matters.
That's it.
Yeah. People forgot that aspect of gaming. Most of them grew up, playing games for fun. Like we didn't watch cartoons. Maybe it was like something we watched when we weren't watching cartoons, or maybe we weren't outside playing because it was snowing outside, or we had nobody around, or maybe your mom was at work all day or something. I don't know. Everybody's situation is different, but
yeah. And the thing, and this is, and I don't know if you were aware or not, but we do little mental health things throughout the show as we go through. So if you don't mind jumping on the train with us, you're welcome. You know what I'm saying? You're welcome, bro. But like what you were just saying, not to go too far into it, but I know me, and I know a lot of people that I know that game. When we started gaming when we were younger, and I'm about to be 39. I did it as a way to enjoy the company that I had. Like, I'm the oldest of 6 kids. So me and my siblings would sit together, and that was us bonding. You know what I mean? Like, passing the N64 controller with Mario Kart, or back and forth with Shinobi Showdown back on the NES, playing Pong on Atari, for crying out loud. You know what I mean?
Ooh, the back.
Yeah.
Yo, I got you back. But it was also when I'm by myself in high school, getting away from what I had to deal with that day, so it didn't affect my relationship with my siblings. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a huge Tekken fan. The only reason we had a PlayStation in my house is because my dad wanted Tekken 3. Like, our family is built on Tekken when it comes to that.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's what's up. Like, I'll give you a good answer though too. My high school senior class, we all bonded over Final Fantasy X. We all played it together. And I remember we were all playing it, and this one kid came. Do you know how badly he got his butt whooped that day?
I know he did. He did. And that's how it was. Oh, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We were seniors in high school. This was senior year. So you really messed up the experience.
Man.
And see, that same kind of like your story. I was my mother's only child. Like, she remarried. I got a half brother, couple step brothers, but for the most part, it was just me in the house. Like, I would go play, outside with my friends or teammates from different, from when I played organized sports. But for the most part, like, that time where I didn't have anything to do or didn't want to go outside or, whatever the case may be, I had games. And growing up as a single child or only child to a single mother for, like, cause she didn't get remarried until I was middle school. So for the most part, it was, and all my close cousins are girls. So like, I spent a lot of time being either playing with toys, or when I did play with my friends or play with people outside, I did that. But after that, once everybody was gone, all I had was movies and games. And I started, I would watch a movie or I would play the game, playing Mario Kart or playing Madden or playing just anything that NBA Live at the time, back in the day, NFL quarterback club back in the day. Because it wasn't Madden. Yep. Madden was around, but a lot of people played other, like they had NFL quarterback club. We had game day. We had NCAA football, stuff like that, like playing games.
Deion Sanders primetime football was one of my favorites.
That one. It was a couple of other ones, and like I say, we had Hang Time. The Hang Time guy that had the Kobe basketball game on 64. And when you did have friends that played the game, like I still remember days where I would, like, me and my homeboys would get together and we would all play WWE WrestleMania or No Mercy. Have on stage 64, you got like 4 controllers hooked up, everybody going at it, like to this day. And I still do, like, with my kids. They play my kids. They like, I'll do that with them from time to time. We'll get together and we'll have a Royal Rumble or something like that. And I'll play with them. It just it gets crazy. So, but that like I said, for me, games, and granted, I love and enjoy talking about games. I love hearing other people's opinions, other people's stories about games. That's why I never say everybody's experience is different, and I love hearing that, because this game may mean this for me, but you played the same game, you may have taken something else for it, and it may mean something different for you. And like I said, I enjoy it. That's part of the reason I do what I do, like as far as on my gaming channel, stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, same thing. Like games was a big part for me growing up. So that's kind of how I am, how I am now.
Right. Funny post story to that story I was just mentioning about Final Fantasy X. So little karmic justice happened that year. So that kid, we had our high school graduation in St. Patrick's Basilica. So there's like a stage you have to go up to go get your diploma. He fell face first coming down.
Wow.
And everybody, our whole class laughed. And my mother pulled me aside after we got said, why was everybody laughing? I was just like, it's a long story. That was
he deserved that.
That was deserved. He deserved every bit of that fall.
I wish I had the videotape. I wish I saw the videotape, because I watch that every day.
Man. Well, let's go ahead and use that. And let's get into what our main topic today is, which is Black and African American characters in gaming. And I kind of want to just go through, and if y'all want, throw somebody out there, and let's talk about how that character either affected the story in that series. And anything else y'all want to kind of throw in there with it. If you want, I'll start one off. Or if one of y'all got one that you feel passionate about, that you love, feel free to throw it out there.
I can go second and third, so I can go second and third.
Okay. I'll say one real quick, just one that comes to my mind, and is I think he's a sergeant. Sergeant Johnson, Sergeant Avery Johnson from Halo.
Yep.
That man in Halo, bro. I loved him, man. Playing the Halo series, spent a lot of time playing Halo 2 back in the day before we had Xbox Live. Me and my homeboys used to do LAN parties with other guys in the dorms, but started playing through the story. Sergeant Johnson was that dude, man. So that's just one of the guys I like to throw out there. So, yeah.
I feel that. Definitely feel that. Yeah, Sergeant Johnson, and I kind of pulled it up on the screen here, but if for those who were watching the podcast, to this day, there's a line that I still quote from this man. It was after, I forget which Halo it was, but it was when he brought the tank out after you made it through this tunnel, and he was like, "Oh, I know what the ladies like." It's just that line right there.
Oh man!
Because Cortana was like, "A tank? Oh, you shouldn't have." And that was his response. I'm like, "See, you just can't. It's suave. The man got skill."
He does.
Man,
that's a good one. I've never played Halo, but I might go check out a clip or two for that one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, make sure you watch the updated version. Like they have the like when they did re-release the Master Collection, Halo Chief Master Collection, like they updated some of the graphics. So you can go look at those now. You can watch some of the clips, and he looks a lot better or whatever. But yeah, definitely. Sergeant Johnson is one of them.
Okay,
Sergeant Johnson. I will have to say, and I had to re-look at this because I was like, I wasn't sure. You ever have a memory and you're like, I know I remember this, but I don't remember remembering it type deal?
Right.
Yeah.
So as I told y'all earlier, I'm huge on Tekken, right? Like that's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot and then remembered King was black.
Really?
The first King was black. I'm gonna pull it up here. And he may not have actually been, but he definitely looked like it.
Mm.
Like my bro he bronzed. Like if nothing else, like
is he because he's not, I don't think he's not
King and Armored King.
Yeah.
So I think the very, very first one though was a black guy. And I'm trying to see if I can find the image that I had before for it. Because I had found one. I think I saved it. Here it is.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at. I just found a wiki with this picture.
Yeah,
that's definitely melanated. That's definitely the first one.
Like a mug. And since King is that was my fighter, that is my character. It was just like, yeah. I forgot all about that. But just in general, King's. Here we go. I'll put it up here on the big screen as well. So for those of you watching on Twitch, you can see it there and see the image there. But yeah, that's he got a high top fade, like a high top pro and everything. Like yeah, crazy.
Yeah, he's definitely melanin adjacent. Say that much. At worst, I'm gonna say that one.
Definitely one of mine.
Well, thinking about this, I guess it's my turn. Unless you have another point or two.
Go ahead.
Okay, okay, but going back to one of my first African American character experiences, and actually, since I play this game religiously with my fiance every night, Streets of Rage, Adam Hunter and his family, Hunter family from Streets of Rage.
Yeah.
So you got Adam, you got Skate, and you got Cherry. I think it's probably one of the first times I ever played as a black character. Now that I think about it. Growing up, that's probably the first time I ever played as a black character. Was Streets of Rage 1.
That's actually a really good question. Who was the first melanated character you played in a game?
That's a good question. That's a really good
question. And how
did
you feel about being able to do that?
So, if you don't have one, I have one. Okay. So for me, the one I remember is, and the only reason I remember is because I created them, and it was the where you got to play where you were Revan from Knights of the Old Republic. Like you can kind of able to create and make him look how you wanted him to look. And granted, it wasn't the character that they gave you, but it was I just remember distinctly I had how my guy, at that point in time, black guy, I had like the half braids with like the braids up top and nothing else. Like I remember that, and I'm trying to remember like anybody else that was the first black character that I ever played like in an actual game. Like if we had one, I can't think of one right offhand.
I know mine is either Adam or Jackson Mortal Kombat. Either one of those two.
Okay. I think mine. I'm trying to think back. Was probably TJ Combo from Killer Instinct.
Ooh, that's a pick.
I think that was probably my first one. And and now, interesting point of order. I also stopped playing him because he was black. So when I was younger, and slightly, it's gotten better with the introduction of more characters of color in games across the board. I don't think I feel the same way that I used to about it, but there was a time where I felt in games it was always the boxer archetype. Like that was all that they could do. Every fighting game had the black boxer.
Yeah, like Balrog. Was it Balrog from Street Fighter?
Balrog in Street Fighter. I was so happy, like in Tekken, we had the fact that you had Eddie, who was not a boxer. I was so happy about that.
And, extremely.
Eddie, and then when Street Fighter introduced DJ, just someone that wasn't like you said, like wasn't a boxer, someone that did something different. We don't have to be boxers, man. You know what I'm saying? It's other things,
right?
We know karate. You know what I'm saying? We learn martial arts too. Like we could easily, but
and then the other thing that I had an issue with back then was with like games was if they were of any color, they were pictured as grotesque. And by that, I'm thinking Baraka, Blanca. Like, you knew those was the black characters. You know what I mean? But they weren't black, or they had this kind of monstrous tie to them. And it was another thing that always kind of rubbed me. And I could never, like, I'm not a huge Street Fighter person, but I always love Blanca. Like, just the character, it was a cool character concept. I could never play him. I could never play him. You know, and I'm a huge Hulk fan. Like, if you put me in anything and you got Hulk in it, I'm gonna be Hulk. But I just couldn't. That one, like, I guess there was a difference between Blanca's blind fury and Hulk's blind fury. They're two different things. You know what I mean? Like, you still have that ingenuity in Hulk that Blanca didn't really have.
Yeah,
I don't know if that makes sense.
I know, I get it. I completely get it.
I understand. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah. And being a big black guy, it just,
Listen. Don't nobody else feel you. I feel you, man, because it's rare that you get those good big black characters in a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to count, I haven't played through the whole game, but I know about it and I respect them. Blerd from Final Fantasy VII. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was a bit of a, I ain't gonna cuss, but he was a bit of a BA. Okay, he's a bit of a badass. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know what I'm saying? So whenever I got a chance to play with those big black characters that were actually good and not just just completely garbage or something like that, like I took that opportunity. Or just in, like I said, when you did have those good black characters, you try to play with them, and you had them certain games like I said, it's certain games. Like, I remember I can't think his name, but like from Crackdown 1 and 2, we don't talk about it.
The hero from Crackdown. Yeah,
hero from Crackdown. Like, even though you don't really get to play with him a lot, but I love Cold Train from the Gears of War series, man. That he was a fun character. He was played by the dude. I don't know if you guys remember. He was voiced by the dude. I can't think of his name. He used to do a skit called Terry Tate, Office Linebacker. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I remember.
He did the voice. Yeah, he used to do the voice of Cold Train, man. And but that Terry Tate is that part is funny. But he did a really good job in the Gears of War series. There's a couple of other ones out there, but definitely, like you said, man, it's. I know growing up. Now you kind of see more, but growing up, it was hard finding a good black character in a game. Someone that wasn't they just threw in to have a black person, an actual good black character. It was hard finding those back then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That or just a bigger character in general that wasn't.
Yeah.
And as someone who's always had issues with my size, another interesting point of order. I don't know. Did y'all ever have this situation as you got older, where you look back at your pictures and realize you were nowhere near as big as you thought you were, and you sitting here today looking at your old pictures like, I should have smacked myself for acting like I actually was big. I was skinny.
I did.
Yeah.
Probably not after middle school.
Some of my pictures. High school. If I can go back to my
we're high school years,
I can go back to like my high school freshman weight right now. I take it. I take it. So,
but yeah, like finding bigger characters that weren't just the goofball was another thing.
Yeah,
you know, or the like when I finally got to play Bob in Tekken, like I was like, yo, my man puts in work. I'm with it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Barrett was a bigger dude. He was ripped, but he was a barrel type guy. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sort of situation. It didn't have to be Terry Crews, because that's what it was. It always kind of came to. It was like a Terry Crews archetype build for black guys, or the real skinny basketball players.
Yeah.
Like,
yo,
can
we get
something non-stereotypical? Because while you're talking about, you know what I'm thinking about right now? Ready to Rumble, and the main black character was kind of a
Afro Thunder.
Yeah.
Yep. And looking back, it's like, oh wait a minute, that's so stereotyped. Like, I don't know, looking back and like, we really went for that. Like,
right. And we were happy for it.
Yeah, we were.
You know,
I know. I enjoy it. I enjoy playing as Afro Thunder.
Yeah,
but
I enjoyed it.
Stereotypical, like it, kind of like what's going on now with this big thing about like a lot of like them giving they keep giving all the black characters that Killmonger hairstyle.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Oh my god!
I gave Eddie that. I was mad.
I saw it. I'm like, really? I can't think of something else.
Yeah, and it's been like, I mean, it's not hard. It's so many other hairstyles. It's so many things you can do with locks. So many things you can do outside of having that same stereotypical hairstyle. Like, and like I said, and I appreciate y'all putting it in there. I appreciate you making your kid, having a black character, but let's give them a different hairstyle. You don't. Everybody doesn't need the same hairstyle.
King Lion, yo, what up? What up? He said, I pray for the day we are set free from that haircut. That was the new Afro and fade. It's real. That's true.
Yeah. What's going on? This is my guy Locks, man. Shout out. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, Locks.
Yeah. You know what? Now that we're talking, I think this is probably why I respect the Streets of Rage so much with the black characters, because honestly, the first game you play as Adam. The whole point of the second game is you're rescuing the black character. That's always like Streets of Rage. Like, people forget the whole premise of the second game. You were wrestling the black character. Then take the black character out, to make sure that Nick Select had a chance to win. Okay, just taking Adam, took the best character out. Okay, I see what you're doing. And even playing Streets of Rage 3 and 4, I'm like, I get why I like this franchise now, because they never really disrespected their black character. None of them was stereotypical.
Yeah.
Maybe Adam a little bit with some of the sayings. I mean, he has one of the sayings is like, call me a time traveler, I'm going to slap you into the middle of next week. That shit cracks me up every time I hear it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's black.
No, I feel that. One thing I will say, though, I think in games, I think, yes, in the fighting games, we kind of hit. They're kind of locked on those hairstyles. However, in a lot of the RPGs that I've been playing, like Baldur's Gate, even in Power World, the hairstyles that they have are actually pretty broad. Like, I was excited to see those.
Same. I forgot I got a little bit of time in Baldur's Gate 3, but the hairstyles and the looks you can change, and the hairstyles look good, you know, and like they did a really whoever the guys over at Larian Studios and Baldur's Gate 3, they did a really good job of allowing you to kind of customize your character to how you want it to look. They did a really good job.
Yeah. So okay, so you said Baldur's Gate 3, so I gotta ask, you a D&D player?
Oh, yes, I am.
Oh,
yes, I am. I play D&D with me and some of my friends. We currently have a campaign going on. We're Monster Hunters.
Okay.
I'm a paladin, and I'm a paladin. I forgot what my other friends are, but I'm the paladin of the group, man. And it is so much fun. We do it's not board. We're not on board. We're not on like the actual board, but we do it through like D&D and Beyond. I play D&D, man, and I'm looking to get into a little bit more, but definitely I love D&D. It's fun, so much fun.
Again, you have found home. You have found home. So we gotta restart our campaign. We did 4 episodes during our last season of our campaign that we do on here. So we're gonna have to drag you in one of these days.
I'll be more than happy to play, man. I enjoy it. Like I really do enjoy it. We trying to finish our current campaign, man. But it was I'm really gonna enjoy it. And shout out to Locks. He mentioned Hogwarts Legacy.
Yes,
if you play Hogwarts Legacy. The hair in that was really good.
That was really good.
It is.
I wasn't a big fan of the game. I thought it could have been better, but I liked it. I just feel that they could have done so much more with it. If they'd have made it like Destiny-ish, where you could play with other people.
Yeah, and hopefully they'll implement some of that. I think they were just going more for that single player experience.
Yeah.
So hopefully, and apparently right now it's supposed to be the top selling game from last year. So if they made money on it, I'm pretty sure they're gonna make another one, and I'm pretty sure hopefully they'll implement, having some type of multiplayer aspect where you can do, play with your friends or run through story with your friends or something like that.
Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah, a lot of games nowadays need multiplayer. You need some multiplayer component. Like I don't mind a solo game every now and again, but I know this day and age, people like to play with their friends. You want to get your groups together. You want to get your squads together. Like I get it.
We are returning to the era of couch co-op. That's just my personal thought.
I'm here for it.
And I'm waiting for it. Because I'm tired of buying 5 systems for a household with 4 kids. Because everybody want to play the same game together. I gotta buy 4 systems, 4 games. Like,
oh man,
it's annoying.
Yeah, definitely. Couch co-op is such a. I don't understand why games didn't put that. You should. That should be something automatically in those games, man. Like, it's so many games. Like, cause I know I did couch co-op. Well, we did couch co-op with my kids. We played through TMT Shredder's Revenge.
Oh yeah.
I did that with the kids, and that's such a good game. Like it was a lot of people slept on that game, but literally one of my favorite arcade games is and favorite memories is going to Chuck E. Cheese. I don't care what's going on. It could be my birthday, your birthday, my cousin's birthday. Don't matter who birthday it was. Give me my coins. I don't care nothing about these tickets. I'm going to Turtles in Time to beat this game. Don't bother me till the pizza and the cake get ready. Don't.
Right. No, that's real. That's real. That and that old X-Men game that had like 8 controllers around it.
Yes. That's what play. I think they had like Psylocke.
Magneto, was it?
Yes.
They don't make them like that anymore. That's one thing I did like about Shredder's Revenge is I think maybe 2 or 3 times I played with 6-player arcade or even in the survival mode 6 players. That was so much chaotic fun. I was like, I had a good time.
It is. And then the fact they went back, like they added Usagi, the rabbit. I'm a big Turtles guy, so I was so happy to see they added him. And Then
did they, or have you all heard? Are they planning to add the frogs in, Freddy them or Genghis Khan, and
Ooh.
because I know you can find them. You know what I mean?
I'm surprised they haven't done that by now. I'm kind of surprised.
They really should. They definitely should. Like that's money. You know what I'm saying? That's some good. That's good DLC. You know what I'm saying? That's DLC I like to pay for. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like you come with some good deals. And like I said, me being a turtle head, like I love the Turtles. Grew up playing a lot of the Turtles games. So you bringing in characters that are beloved like that and getting to play with them.
The neutrinos.
Yeah. Yes. Oh man.
Like hopefully,
I got a Turtles poster I got done by this artist. It's one of my favorite things. I'm a big turtle guy.
Huh.
That's when you can see the Funko Pops. That's for sure.
Yo, right?
It's a couple up there, but like it's an artist named Jeremy Bronner. He did this for me.
Oh
wow, that's nice.
That's sick.
That's cold.
Yeah. He's a local artist. Well, he's in like in another city, not too far from here. But he a good friend of mine. He did it for me and got it for me.
That's what's up.
Gave it to me, man. But yeah. I got a couple turtle Funko Pops. I got some of the ones when they did the crossover with the Power Rangers.
They need to make that. They didn't make that an animated movie. Sorry,
they turned. They did the Turtles and Batman. They did that one. Mm-hmm. I would love for them to do the animated version of Turtles and Power Rangers, bro. Like that, the whole like the way the Turtles looked in those Power Ranger suits, dude. Like, I would love to see that animated.
I remember when they showed that broke the internet. Then when you had Shredder as the Green Ranger, I was like, oh no! I almost threw my computer. I was like, I almost threw my phone. I was like, no. You don't give. That's one character you don't give powers to. Shredder as Green Ranger. No, sir.
Man, there is talking about turtles. There's if you get a chance on Facebook, it's the only place I know. There's an illustrator by the name of Marcus Williams. He's actually the artist of the creator of Tuskegee Heirs comic book.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
He has like a self fan made Ninja Turtles timeline of the turtles being older, like old men. Like he's got drawings and like mini storylines behind it, like after Splintered and Passed and stuff. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna see if I can find an image here real quick, but you all would love it. And
they're working on like the last Ronin Part 2, and they're implementing new turtles. Like it's a game.
I am waiting for that.
They're implementing new turtles. I'll shout out to my guy Retro. That's another one of my friends right there. He mentioned about the fifth turtle, because it's like two fifth. Well, I don't know if it's two. I know it's like it's two girls. I've seen two. It's like Janika is one, and it's another one that they have is two girl turtles that they've been in the comic. They've been in some of the comics before. But,
right. I can clarify that a little bit. Because I know in the main comic book they had Jenica that someone brought in. That was like the yellow.
Yeah.
And then they redid Venus de Milo. They actually from Next Mutation.
I remember that one.
And then for Next Mutation, like you mentioned, in Next Generation, there's two brothers and two sisters. And I think the naming order was like all of them are the number one in different languages. I forget the names of the females off the top of my head. But
here you go. They're called Old Ninjas.
Oh, I remember that storyline. I remember that. Oh,
like his art is immaculate.
Is that Strider? Hear you?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Against Raphael.
Man. Oh man, that'll be dope. I love to see that.
So yeah, if y'all
give me Ralph in his prime. I need a Ralph in his prime though.
See, they had one. Now, let me back it up. This is Mikey. And then Donnie.
Okay. That's my guy. Donnie.
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
That. I think I remember.
And then Leo. Old man Leo.
Man.
It's all bad. With the DMX shirt.
Man.
That was cool. That was cool blood stuff.
And then he just does visuals just cause as well. But dude is a beast of an artist. Marcus Williams, his name. Look him up.
Definitely. Yeah, and I know exactly who you're talking about. I think I follow him on Facebook because I see a lot of his stuff for Static.
Yes,
and he's a really, really good artist.
So, got a little off topic with that one, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like that last Ronin video game is gonna be fire when it comes out.
Oh, that game!
Man, I can't wait to I think they end up having to put it on pause for something, but they definitely, hopefully they get back to it, man. Because I know a lot of folks, myself included, want that game. Like,
oh yeah. Now, since we're talking couch co-op, not to go too far away from where we are, what game would you want to turn into a couch co-op? And how many player characters would you want to be able to play in a single time?
I would say one game, because I'm looking at it right now, it's on my list of games to play, is because I haven't played it yet. It's Gotham Knights. Because I don't think you can kind of play that couch co-op. You have to be online to play.
Yeah.
If you are playing with somebody, like I think that game will work so well if you're able to just plug in and play with your home, because you got 4 characters already. Imagine being able to take down, you know what I'm saying? You got all your friends, your friends there, I think that'll be something. I think that right there is one. Because like I said, I'm looking at it on my Xbox. It's on right now, and I'm just looking at the first thing that popped in my head.
Okay. I can't argue that at all.
I got to think. So go ahead, Ben. I got to think about that one.
So originally, because I had this question asked of me a while ago, and originally, back when I first asked, it was Assassin's Creed. But then we got Unity, and it didn't go the way it should have. And I don't know if it was, I never played Unity. I just heard the horror stories. So I never picked it up. But I always thought that would have been cool. If it worked.
Yeah.
The other one, though, well, shoot, we kind of technically got it. I was always going to say Pokémon. But we got it in Power World.
Listen. And so I haven't played Power World yet. I haven't downloaded, haven't played it yet. And I know. I just have to find the time to get to delve into it. I'm gonna try to do it this weekend. But I'm a big Pokemon guy. Like I've been playing Pokemon since the 90s. I fell off a little bit between generations 3 and 4. Came back, went back and replayed them. Picked back up with Generation 5. and I love Pokemon. So I've been playing Pokemon literally since Red back, like since the beginning, man. And granted, there are some there definitely are some improvements that Pokemon needs to make or take from Power World.
Yes,
but I still don't believe that they can. Granted, Power World is great. It's fun.
You don't think it's gonna dethrone?
It ain't gonna it's not. I don't think it's gonna it's not gonna dethrone Pokemon, man. Like I say, they're gonna. I know they're gonna be doing some updates, adding PvP and other stuff in there. Like I say, from what I've seen, it's a great game, but I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna dethrone Pokemon anytime soon.
Okay. So as a rebuttal, I will say this: I have not sat with a game more than 4 hours in over 10 years. I got it on Friday, played it 5 hours straight. Got up Saturday, played it 8 to 9 hours straight. My wife had to tell me to get up and go to the bathroom, get something to eat. I was locked in, and all I was doing was building the house, bro. It was like Minecraft building. It's like Minecraft building, Breath of the Wild mechanics for climbing, chopping trees, all that jazz. So with the pals in there, it was just like, this is what I was wanting from Arceus and Scarlet Violet. It is. And so I agree with you. I don't think it's going to dethrone it because Pokemon that's a way of life.
Yeah, and I tell people like Pokemon is like one of the top 3 brands in the world.
Yeah.
Like in the world, you got to understand that's one of the top 3 brands in the world.
Yeah.
So all right, I don't think you're going to dethrone them. However, they need competition.
Oh, they needed it.
Yes.
We've gotten the same game for 7 generations of Pokemon.
Yes. So and I'm a keen, like it's like I said, it's a lot of stuff in Power World that they definitely need to bring over. Like, and I played Arceus. I didn't like well, I played through it and everything. Arceus wasn't my favorite because of just some of the stuff you had to keep doing, like the whole keep catching stuff like that. That part I really didn't like. It's a lot of aspects in Arceus that I did like, but that just I was like, it's too much. I ain't got to keep catching the same one over and over again.
And I think that's where Power World is getting their rush. It's the quality of life stuff, right? Like, you know how you in Pokemon, you're catching. You may try to catch multiples for IVs or stuff like that,
right?
Yeah,
but other than that, there's no benefit. In Power World, not only do you have your traits, as they call them, instead of IVs, that you can breed them through, but if you catch a certain number of them, you get a bonus to your ability to catch other things. So if I catch the same one,
okay, so Panda, it's the exact opposite of Arceus then.
Right. If I catch 10 of the same thing, I get a boost to my ability to catch other stuff. So every time I catch 10 of a certain one, it ups my ability to catch other things later. It's like a perk for it. You know,
okay.
If I've got to go drop off stuff at my chest, they've got that one button tap that if it's already in there, like if I've got wood and stone in my chest and I got a bunch on me, with the tap of one button, everything that's already in there automatically shoots over. I don't have to go and click each one to move it if it's something already in the box. You know, those little quality of life things. And like you said, Hokage, competition is what Pokemon has not had. So,
and that's one I 100% and I think everything not everything, but I think a lot of things need competition because I think it brings overall better for the consumer, like me and you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, and that's why, like, so I saw somebody mentioned, I think somebody commented on one of my videos saying after I made the Power versus Pokemon video, and I mentioned it in that video. I said Pokemon needs the competition. They need that so that maybe make them rethink. Maybe we should make some of these improvements. Maybe we should bring some of that stuff over or make some updates to our game. Like I said, granted they say they make their games for kids, but you have people like myself and you that's been playing this game since the 90s. And we love this game. We come back and play this game every time y'all drop something, mainline or not. We come back and play this game because we love it. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that y'all have been giving us little nice here and there, little stuff, sprinkling in stuff every now and again, is not fair. And I'm fine. And like I know somebody mentioned they still make the 2 games. Still got to buy 2 games. Like, granted, they still make the 2 games. You don't have to buy the 2 games to complete your Pokédex. People you can easily get all the Pokemon you want, and we'll get the same Pokemon, or get the Pokemon that you need from the other game just by trades. That's one thing I will say I give them credit for. They changed that. Like, you can trade. You can actually look for the type of trade you want, or look for what you want, and get that Pokemon without having to buy the other game. But somebody mentioned saying what they should do is they should still make 2 games. One of those games be more kid friendly, like how it is now, and then the other game needs to be like 2 versions of the game, and the other version of the game would be somebody who wants more of a challenge, and it has that has some of the other stuff in it. I think that would. I know there'll be a lot on the developers, but I think that would help. You know what I'm saying? Especially for those players like myself that have been playing since the 90s. I want more of a challenge. Like, granted, I know people do like Nuzlocke and things like that. I don't have the time to go back and do that. Just give me a challenge through the first part. Like, I don't have time to sit there and play through it over and over again. Right.
Real quick,
it's me.
Locks, he said, let's see here. I missed a couple things. Let's see here. Turtles and MK4. Ooh, that was good. No, that was Crew Retro. And speaking of which, right on for swinging through. Appreciate it. Let's see here. We're talking about.
Ooh, I like that comment from Final Fantasy
is couch co-op. would be amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
And then they needed competition because it's always the same, but there is legit no progress, right? It's sad, but no one can deny that Pokemon has done what Pokemon has done for RPGs. And you can't argue that. Like Hokage was saying, like they are a dynasty in the gaming world. Like,
right. No,
and that's my thing. Like, oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Like I think I might have commented on your post about that, Hokage, but I feel like I was in someone else's Twitch stream as well. And they were talking about the whole power Pokemon thing, and the host of it and myself both kind of said the same point. We were like, Pokemon needs to expand out. Like, there's potential spinoff. You could probably do a Pokemon like Power. You could probably do it. They have the assets. They probably have that.
Easy.
But I still want a core RPG game. Like, I played Pokemon because it was a turn-based RPG at a time when there wasn't a lot of turn-based RPGs. But I play Pokemon Unite. I play Pokemon Go nearly every day till this day. I've been playing Pokemon Go since it pretty much came out. Outside maybe 1 year when I was moving from New York to Florida. But I know people like Mystery Dungeon. And speaking now that I think about it, thinking about an earlier comment, a game I would love to see come back is actually Pokken, but I would do it without the 3D. I would keep that strictly 2D. I would keep that strictly 2D. I like Pokken. I saw the potential. I'm like, I didn't like that back and forth between 2D and 3D. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
That was jarring to me, honestly. But Pokemon as a franchise is one of the biggest media franchises in the world. I mean, it's even a lot of your faves is making more money than, honestly.
Yes.
And the thing with Pokemon is they have, and I think this is because Pokemon is made with a Japanese company. I feel like if Pokemon was in the hands of a Western audience or a Western developer, you'd be seeing gangbusters. You'd probably see more Arceus. You probably would see the Mystery Dungeons. You probably would have had another Pokken by now. It took everything Pokemon's doing. It reminds me of the earlier days with Sonic, and I hate bringing Sonic up in this, but I always felt, even looking at going back to time now, I always felt if Sega of America were more in charge of Sonic will be just as Sonic's a big dog now, but I think he'd be parallel with
he
Mario.
Would have been up there.
He would have been parallel with Mario to this day.
Yeah. Because it was, and the same, like and I know, like I said, I completely and totally agree with you. If Pokemon was in the hands, because they still, it's mostly a Japanese developed game. Japanese developed, they have the developers of Japanese. They bring in people from like Americans, from time to time to help on stuff. Like I think some of the designs, some of the Pokemon designs, they started to let Americans do. Some of them, I forgot the guy's name that worked there, or still I think he still works there. But they need somebody. They need just somebody to help bring them or modernize it, or maybe just give us, for those adult Pokemon players, that mature game. Like you still, like you have the not the Let's Go, but the is it Let's Go? Pokemon
Let's Go.
You have the Let's Go. You have the Let's Go series. Like if you want to make the Let's Go series, like you said, the kid, bring out a Let's Go version, and then give us a more of a mature, more of a, maybe not mature, but just more of a harder or difficult game for the people who's looking for it, making those battles. Like I played through Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I played through Brilliant Diamond, and trying to beat the Elite Four in Brilliant Diamond, like I hadn't played like when I tell you, like I'm playing, I'm used to just going through and mopping the floor with the Elite Four the first time with no problems.
Yeah,
man, I'm playing through gym. Like, hold up. This is before I make it to I can't think of her name, the chicken in black with the I can't think of her name, but before I get into her, I'm having trouble. I'm like, hold up, they mopping my team.
I'll tell you, that was tough for me, Hokage, because I actually went in with a theme team. I went in with a sand team. Not the smartest. I ran into that. I got the ironically, the one who was more harder with Cynthia was the old lady with the ground types. I'm like, Sam.
Oh yes.
I couldn't do my gimmicks. against her, and I'm like, it was a dog fight. But Cynthia kind of outsmarted me a little. She almost caught me slipping. It's just thank goodness I picked Tutera as my starter. I'm just saying that. Thank God I picked Tutera.
Man, hey,
he saved me in that last fight because he threw Gastrodon, Milotic. I need someone to take out those ones.
Man, her Milotic was giving me trouble. I'm like, why? How? Like I'm hitting. I think I had my my Ampharos. I'm like, I'm hitting this thing with a thunder, and it's not doing nothing. Like I'm losing my mind, and it's coming from somebody. Like I battle. Like once I beat like Sword and Shield, Scarlet Violet. Once I beat the story, I start breeding, working on my Pokemon, trying to train them up, and I go online. I go on like and I do battle. I was I've been still haven't been able to reach master. I got up to like Ultra Ball like last year sometime, and I forgot I couldn't get to master before the seasons changed. But this guy, I do competitive balance. So going through this, I'm like, why is she watching me like this?
And yeah, because I think if I remember correctly, Hokage, I think people found this out after the fact. They were all perfect IV'd. They were all competitive.
Yes. Oh wow!
I was like, oh, that's just evil. And you pick the perfect reason to do that to you. Sinnoh, out of a lot of the Elite Fours, is one of the more harder Elite Fours. So giving them the perfect IV, EV Pokemon was just adding on. I was like, I remember when I heard that, I'm like, that explains everything.
But you know what?
So
I love that.
Oh, real quick. Crew Retro said, thing is, Arceus is legit started an evolution of what Pokemon could be. However, they made it too linear. It was a great game in its own right, and I feel it was a blueprint for Pal World. What y'all think about that?
I can kind of agree with that.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. Like a lot of the stuff, like I said, a lot of people loved Arceus, and they were hoping they would bring a lot of that over to the mainline game or to the like the Scarlet Violet or whatever. And the fact that we didn't, and it's like I don't know if Pokemon's scared to change the formula up or what.
It ain't broke, don't fix it.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what it is. Like they know people buy these games and they're gonna, and like I said, they have their whole thing with it, and I get it. Like, but you got to give those experienced players that mature. I don't know if it's the fact that they have those, and you can go through the story. And once you story, you can go if you want to get more or get better. You can go through the battling and do all online battling stuff like that. Or but we want a good story. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, it ain't got to be some like you don't got to give me because you kind of know how the story is gonna go from every game is like it's almost the same story. You know what I'm saying? You start off. You thing one of your friends, and then you end up somebody that you faced against, or you thought was cool, is not cool, they're the bad guy, or whatever the case may be. And they got to change that story up and give us some actual a good decent story and some good gameplay, man.
Right, so, and I can agree with that, Hokage.
No, go ahead.
I can agree with that, Hokage, because the story of Pokemon, especially Scarlet and Violet, was something. I like the idea they were going with the story. Wise, like we're going back to story. Like I like the idea of being like the new kid in a new region, and your main goal is to beat the unbeatable champion. I love that story idea. I love this story, and I hate what they did with the pacing of that. Like I like the idea, and then they do something towards the end, and I'm like, I really do not want to do this right now. I really want to beat the unbeatable champion. Could we have saved that for post game?
Yeah.
If you're playing Scarlet and Violet, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because the whole game, you're like, okay, let me get my team together. Let me see. Unbeatable champion. I gotta figure out who my squad. Am I gonna go with people I trust with? Or am I gonna trust with these new mons? Am I gonna say, oh, I see a Pidgeot. Let me go grab the Pidgeot because I know how to play with Pidgeot. I know how to make him viable and competitive. I can work with him. Or am I gonna rock with the new cats? Or am I gonna I'm running around like, oh, I see Riolu. Let me grab Riolu. Let me grab Jigglypuff. I know how to play with those guys. But the way they did Scarlet and Violet, I'm like, what they did towards the end, I would have saved all of that for the post game. That should have been post game. You beat the champion, then you do that. That should have been post game. That's always been my gripe with Scarlet and Violet. And that's Sword and Shield. Scarlet and Violet, I like what they're doing with that. Story-wise, I like this lore, especially with the DLC. They're doing an excellent job with story-wise with the DLC beats. But Sword and Shield was a pacing writing issue. Even Sun and Moon kind of has some writing issues, pacing issues. But they need to like I just said earlier. Pokemon also, I think, just needs new young blood. I mean, look at
They do.
They need young blood in there. Like look at the latest Mario and Sonic game. A lot of it had to be young blood. Had to be young blood. Maybe Origin, Sonic Mania, Origin Plus. I mean, not Origin Plus. Excuse me, Sonic Frontiers. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Go. Sonic Frontiers, Mario Wonder. Like I'm playing that, I'm like, I don't think any of the old cats did anything on this besides have their name in the credits. I'm playing Mario. I'm like, this ain't the Mario I grew up with, but I know this is gonna be someone's first Mario. And when I came to that realization, that's when I started to enjoy the game more. I'm like, yeah, this is someone else's first Mario. I'm just here for the ride. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah.
See,
I agree with you.
So the Arceus thing, my gripe.
Go ahead.
My gripe with the Arceus thing is I agree with everything you all have said so far. 100%. It makes logical, linear sense. Right before Arceus came out, literally, if y'all remember, we were supposed to get, if I'm not mistaken, we're supposed to get one release date, and then they moved the release date up. And the reason that they did that, my personal thought, was because of a game called Dokev. Dokev. Okay? It hasn't come out yet. It was teased back in 2020, 2021. And it basically was Pow World in the city. So if you all, those who are watching the video that I was kind of playing while everybody was talking here, and I got it back up here, is gameplay from Dokev. It's basically you're skateboarding, you've got scooters, you know what I mean? You fighting these Digimon like Pokemon beings in the middle of the mall, in the middle of the city, and you're fighting with your characters to catch them, right? It was what we were expecting from an open world Pokemon style game. Right when this dropped, not more than a month and a half later, Arceus dropped.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I remember.
Like the game like when the video dropped, the game isn't even out yet. Pearl Abyss is the one who's doing it. And if you know Pearl Abyss, they did like Black Desert, stuff like that. So they have the capability. Right? Now 3 years later, we get Power World. Right. Looks great. It looks like, honestly, I think they could have done Digimon like this, and it would have been A1. You know? But we got Arceus right after this video released. And I'm like, so we had Scarlet and Violet. Since they realized Dokev wasn't actually coming out, we had to deal with the BS they gave us the Scarlet and Violet. Okay, cool. We bought it. Yes, I did. I'm part of the we.
Same here.
I'm part of the problem.
I'm part of the problem.
Right, I'm part of the problem. Right. But now we have Power World, which looks more like Dokev. Dokev could still come out by Pearl Abyss. Pokemon now has a decision to make. Like you all were saying, new blood's needed. I don't even think it's new blood. I think it's the fact that they knew they could get away with copying something and pasting it. Just like Mario games. Every Mario game has the same format. You know what I mean? So with that being the case, now we got that competition. Dokev looks like it's closer on the horizon, which is going to take Power World a step farther, putting it in the real world cities, not like a survival thing. What is Pokemon's response going to be? Like, I don't foresee them having another game, Pokemon putting out another game until at least like a new gen 28 at this point.
So, it's Gen 10 is going to be either this year or next year. They've been working on it.
Oh, yeah, they're working
Gen
on
10
it.
is either
Do you think
this
they're
year.
still going to release it even with this?
So let me say, I once again, I completely agree with you. But you got to think about, so just not everybody that's a Pokemon fan likes Power World.
True.
Even with Doki V coming out, not everybody's gonna like that. They, you had a few Pokemon fans out there, like diehard Pokemon fans, that were upset or didn't like Power World at all, and like the comparison. They thought Power World was stealing all the designs. You had too many of the Pokemon that look, too many of the Pals look like Pokemon, look exactly like Pokemon. Like you know what I'm saying? So it was like they just didn't
like
they
Pokemon
didn't
didn't steal their designs. But anyway,
yeah, that's right now. Like I said, that game has been, because Gen 10 has been in development for at least since they dropped Gen 9, and they part off they have their DLC and stuff like that. What we'll probably get, because Pokemon Day is coming up pretty soon. It's sometime this month. Matter of fact, I think it's the what is it, 12?
The 24th.
The 24th. Okay.
Okay.
24th.
So the Pokemon Day is coming up, and I'm pretty sure we're probably gonna get. So I know they're dropping the Switch 2. That's supposed to be coming this year. It's been big rumored and released and teased and everything else by everybody other than Nintendo.
Right.
The Switch 2 is coming this year. And I'm thinking we're going to get either, if Gen 10 doesn't drop this year, it's going to drop next year, but we'll get I'm hoping for another maybe Legends game, maybe Legends Celebi or Legends Kyurem or something like that, or Gen 5 and or a Gen 5 remake. So they can put those games out this year and then say Gen 10 for next year or whatever the case may be. That's kind of been their formula for the past few years. Mainline game, sprinkling a couple of other Pokemon Ranger or Snap or something like that.
Talking about that too.
Yeah. And then they bring in something like now they got the Legend series or the I don't know if they'll do another Let's Go. Like I said, I know it's sold okay, but
it did decent.
It did decent. Yeah, that was say it did okay. So they may do another Let's Go. But then you have they definitely need to do another. They're gonna do another Legends series, whether it be the Legend, and you have the regions you can do it. Like I would love a Legends game telling the full story of the legendary trio, as far as like Entei, Raikou, like how they became. You get something like that, or a Legends game where we see the full dragon, like the full dragon from Gen 5, because Kyurem is like the after effect or whatever. But get the story of like how the full dragon looked and how we got broken into Kyurem and the stuff like that. Like I would love something like that. So they have they have stories to tell. They have lore. Like I've read the mangas and I love the mangas. The mangas are so much better than, I love the anime, grew up with the anime, but the actual mangas, the Pokemon in the mangas, like you like people don't understand. Like the Pokemon you get with Ash, they're cool. That's all right. They're watered down. But the Pokemon in the manga, like they're real deal. They don't play with you. You know what I'm saying? Like Red was that dude, man. You know what I'm saying?
They were Demon Time in that manga. They were on Demon Time.
Yes, very much so. Like, so,
I think Rod put us on one where Gengar was floating over the city or something, stealing souls. Like,
like it's a lot of people. Like, granted, like the games, those if you listen or pay attention, a lot of people don't pay attention to them. But those Dex entries, like Drifloon, Drifloon steals kids' souls. Yeah. Like it's Pokemon are dangerous. Like people don't, you know what I'm saying? You think Pokemon is fun. That's why I say people be like, whenever I get asked the question, what anime world would you live in? I choose Pokemon, but I would be one of those Pokemon trainers that like Red. I wouldn't take no BS. Like I would literally, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna have the thing on me at all times, because you never know, you going through a cave and an Onyx roll up on you. Oh, bro, hold up. Now you ain't gonna come to me like that.
No,
you know what I'm saying? So
no, not at all. Even as I'm thinking about it right now with Pokemon Day coming up, I actually think Gen 10 is going to come out in 2026 for the anniversary for it coming out in America. That would be, I think, the 30th, either the 30th or 40th. Yeah, I think the 30th anniversary.
Here you go. I just pulled up a random panel, right, from Pokemon.
Yeah.
What is the bell, the flower with the little hula skirt with the red flower petals on the head? No,
you talking about I can't think of her.
Wait,
it's not Breloom. It's is it Bre? It ain't Breloom. It's
let
me see.
It's a couple of them, but no, they're just like they got them strapped. They're walking through the forest, and they got vines coming up, strapping everybody to the ground before they start trying to attack them. Like, yeah.
Pokemon, like that's what I say, man. Pokemon, like if you read the manga, like you actually get a kind of a truer experience, like of how Pokemon really are in the manga. Pokemon in the manga, boy, they ruthless, man.
Yeah,
that's why. Like one thing I am kind of upset. I know we had the Detective Pikachu live action a while back. I was hoping to keep those accents and then do more of a serious take, kind of like a Netflix One Piece. I'm probably just George.
Thanks, Lox.
I'll take that, or give me I don't know if you get it was they did an actual anime of Red. It was only a few. It's only a few episodes. I think it's Pokemon, not Legends, it's Pokemon something. But like they tell kind of Red's story starting off like it's like literally like
oh, what was the name of it? I know exactly what you're talking about.
And that like I would love an anime. Like, give me that as an anime. Give me that, man.
It's like, no, I need the real anime. Like
Pokemon Origins. Wait, I remember now. It was Pokemon Origins. There you go.
Yes. Like Ash is cool. Don't get me wrong. Ash is cool. You know what I'm saying? He been 10 for like 20 some years.
Right.
However, give me that. Yes, give me Red and tell the story from Red to Yellow and all the like. Give me those characters, man. Like they deserve it. Like the manga. If the manga is really good, all you gotta do, you ain't got to change nothing. Just animate that for me. Like I'll take that, and you got the money. You got the money to do it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Pokemon needs new blood. That's the sad part with a lot of these Japanese developers too. Probably another topic for another day. But a lot of them just need younger blood or people closer to our age or our generation to be in them corporate higher up positions. Probably, to be quite honest. Probably because if I remember the development for Mario Wonder, I think it was either Miyamoto or someone else said like we didn't do it. A lot of that was the young cats doing it. Like people under 40 doing that. Like Miyamoto, he was just like looking at like, yeah, this feels Mario. Okay, go with it. He was just looking at the work like, okay, give them thumbs up, like keep doing what you're doing. I'm like, okay, I see it.
Crew said you still have to take development time into account too. I don't know about Doke V, however, I'm saying if they were in development alongside each other, you never know. And they dead ass need to make a legit Digimon game. Thank you. Yes, I agree. And then also a new Nintendo system dropping sooner than later. True.
Actually, I can see Gen 10 launching with the Switch 2. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out 2026. But they kind of tease it. Well, we don't have E3 anymore. Maybe we'll probably get a tease next Tokyo Gaming Show. Probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's gonna be. I'm pretty sure they're gonna do a Nintendo. So we know that we're getting like a few Nintendo games, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a Nintendo Direct soon. And they're probably gonna. They're probably gonna either tease it beforehand and then get more information about it at the Nintendo Direct or during the Summer Game Fest or whatever they do. But the Pokemon you're talking about is called Blossom. It's BELL, something like that. It's Blossom that has the rose there. But yeah, I and it may be 2026. But I say I'm thinking it's either if they give us some stuff to fill the void, which is like a Legends and a Gen 5 remake this year.
That's what we're probably going to
get Gen 10.
Yeah,
we're probably get Gen 10 next year.
Remakes, it looks like.
And I'll take that. If you give me Black, and a lot of people, like, granted, they had a lot of useless Pokemon or just because they were trying, and what it was, a lot of people didn't understand with Gen 5, they were trying to do like a reset. Mm-hmm. That's why we had so many new Pokemon, and in Black and White, you couldn't access like any of the older Pokemon to like post game or whatever the case may be. They were trying to do like a refresh or whatever. So
like a generational reset.
Yeah, to go into a little bit more detail, Gen 5 was supposed to be a reboot. It was supposed to be a full reboot.
Correct.
But they backed out. They backed out and just made it a soft reboot. The anime in particular had a story plot, and I heard about this years later that I know a lot of people who give shit for the black and white anime is because they had to pivot because the anime was building up, and when I heard the story, I'm like, oh my god, I would have jumped right back in if this was the case. It was supposed to be a storyline of Team Rocket versus Team Plasma. I remember I heard the scripts for that, and I'm like, oh my god, I would have jumped right back in.
Yeah. I went back and watched the because I started back. I fell off the anime as well. I went back and started watching the anime. I picked up around Gen 6 when he was in with X and Y. And I will say this, X and Y was really, really good. When they had that's when you had the ability to do megas and stuff like Pokemon X and Y was really good. But I went back and watched the Gen 5 anime after I watched X and Y, what have you. And Gen 5 was all right, but like you can definitely see they definitely could have did something like that and reset the entire reset everything. I mean that would have been a good starting point, restarting point. Because right now, like I said, you're looking at we're at 1,000 Pokemon. Like and they're not through making Pokemon games. So and people don't get me wrong, we like new Pokemon, but it's only so much more new Pokemon you can give us.
Before you get into
and that's why I kind of
right.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of like what they're doing, where they do like regional variants, where you have like that same Pokemon but a different region, and it's a different typing and stuff like that. So I'm fine with stuff like that, but like I said, they still need a lot of improvements still need to be done.
Yeah, just some like we've been saying, like new blood, like the regional variants was a good. They should have did that a long time ago. To be quite honest, that was a good idea.
Correct.
They should have, and then Gen 9 with the convergence piece. That's like if you know your animal biology, that is actually a true legit thing. I think a lot of people I didn't even realize it was convergent species until Pokemon. I was like, oh, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
That makes total sense. I know people were like, oh, they're just being lazy, but I'm like, no. If you know your animal biology, that makes sense. Like look at all different breeds of dogs you got. Like if you look at certain dogs, like a Shih Tzu and a Rottweiler, not Shih Tzu, a Chihuahua, they're both small dogs. They could have had a common ancestor somewhere down the line.
There you go. That's what I say, man. I really like they have, and that's one thing. People, they like with Power coming out and stuff like that. People, Pokemon needs to do this. I told y'all Pokemon this. Like, listen, I get it. I'm not saying you're wrong, but they've been like saying, and it's just they've been baby feeding us little stuff over and like I said, the regional variants, the convergence species, the stuff like that, the different gimmicks like this in Scarlet and Violet was the terror, being able to terrorize or whatever it is, terrestrialize, being able to do that, stuff like that. And like it's been all right, it's been okay, but like I said, they just haven't had that competition to push them. Like, you know what? Let's make some changes. Let's actually make some real changes and do some stuff. Let's implement. Let's bring in some more writers. Let's change the story up a little bit. Let's make this a little bit more challenging. They haven't had that competition to push them in that direction. And I think Power World, with the success of Power World, and the thing is, though, can that maintain that? It don't have to stay as high as it was, but can it maintain just a consistent type of success? And if Doki V gets released and have a good, successful, just consistent success, I think that right there they'll recognize that, and they'll see they drop a game and they don't sell, or it doesn't sell as well as it normally does, like starting out. It'll probably still make its money, but it may not sell as well as it does starting out, and they'll start looking like, oh, like what's going on? Why are we not getting? Why are we not getting those people? We're not getting people this age range buying the game anymore, because you know why? Because they're playing this, or they have this, or they've had a taste of that, and they're not getting it in here, so they're not buying our game. Maybe we need to go in and change some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of games, a lot of people say, like, and to make those developers change a lot of their stuff, you're gonna have to stop buying the game. And it's sad. Yeah. It's real sad for somebody who loves, you have a certain thing of game like Madden. I love Madden. I don't play it competitively anymore, but I play it just because my friends. We have an online Madden league with me and my friends, and we play.
Sense.
But the stuff that I only play franchise. I don't play MUT. I don't play online head to head outside of my franchise mode, stuff like that. So it's like, it's no me buying the game every year. It's not making, and they're still getting all the promising improvements, and we're not getting it. It's like, hey, I got to stop buying the game, man. I got to. In order for them, I got to go on strike. And it may start, just something to help them or see like, hey, we're not selling like we used to. We need to make some actual improvements to this game to get these players back in. So,
no, that makes sense. I mean, I used to play 2K a lot, and because I was a big basketball fan, but the games got more complicated and more complicated. And I'm just like, I can't play this no more. It's just, I love the game. I'm really just like in the last 3 to 4 years, just getting back into being an NBA fan myself. Like, I'm really just starting to come back now. Like once Allen Iverson retired, it took a lot of steam out of me personally.
Yeah.
But just going over, the different games and everything. Like even Madden, I used to play a lot in college, but I never played competitively either. So even 2K, I never played competitive. I would just play for fun. But when the controls are more and more complicated and people just started like betting money and all that, I just like it lost interest in me. And then Madden got stale. Then ESPN NFL 2K came out. 2K was doing its thing, like you were mentioning, Hokage. Competition breeds everything. I went from Madden to 2K, and then when Madden did that exclusivity deal with the NFL, that's the last time I played Madden. I would say that was probably like 06, 07 maybe, if it was even that long. And then 2K, it was 2K23 was on the PlayStation Pass a while back. I did download it to play. It was all right. I did like the throwback mode they had where you could play as the older teams, like the finals teams. Like you play as like the 94 Knicks or like the 86 Celtics or something like that. I was like, oh my god, that's a cool feature. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like I like that. And then I saw 2K24. I'm like, okay, maybe that's something I could be interested in. But nonetheless, like if it comes on PlayStation Pass, I might download it and give it a try. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to play it anymore. Just it's not for me anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, same. Like I said with 2K, like I love playing 2K, but I only play the my career mode, and they put more emphasis and more thought into the modes that make the money, and I can't blame them for that. However, I cannot buy the game because it's not you're not updating or adding anything interesting to the for me. So yeah.
No. I mean, and I agree. It's a money thing. It's business, and I get it. I do get it. As a gamer, it sucks, but it's a business. So we'll see what happens. I'm assuming, if this next game flops, maybe
or doesn't
they'll
do
change.
as well. It'll hopefully, man. But hopefully it doesn't take that. You would hope it doesn't take that, because, like I said, but I will say one thing. I know Nintendo is not big on listening to their fans.
Oh no,
Pokemon is not.
Pokemon might be.
Maybe they'll start recognizing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. That's what I say. Maybe they'll start seeing, or just get a little peek out there, or check out what people are saying. Like, you know what? Maybe we need to. You know what I'm saying? So just have to wait and see.
Definitely. Yeah, I agree. Gotta just wait and see what happens with like I said, maybe more people our age, with our 30s and 40s, as we start getting to that higher echelon, the more senior position, maybe there could be more change, and I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, like I mentioned, Mario Wonder earlier. I haven't played Sonic Frontiers yet, but I've been hearing so many great things about Sonic Frontiers. I'm like, I really gotta sit down and play it and see if it's as well as everyone's saying. Like, I know going back to what we were talking about earlier with the state of play announcements with the Sonic Generations re-announced, I'm like, okay, like
that looked fun.
It's gonna be interesting. Hopefully some of these Japanese companies are recognizing, like, realize, like, oh, we're making for the whole world these days. We're not just making for Japan. And I think that's probably another topic, another day. That could be his whole other show with
that is
that is.
I'll leave it at that.
Well, shoot. we pretty much hit the gamut. Anything anybody wants to touch on that we didn't hit completely, or you want to backtrack on anything from earlier?
I'm trying to remember. I had a, and I can't think of who it was now, but I know I had another like black gaming character. I was trying to remember. I cannot think of who it was. It was I can't think of who it was. It was for the life of me, the thought went away.
Oh, you're good.
Man, it'll probably hit me when I get ready to lay down or something.
Right.
That's how it always happens.
I did want to mention 2 games that are coming out that I'm excited for. One is Zau, Z-A-U.
Yes, I see the demo released on Steam today.
Did it? Okay.
Yes, they released the demo on Steam.
Let me pull it up here for those of you all who want to watch. I'm just going to throw it in the background a little bit so you all can see while we're talking. But basically, I guess it's supposed to be inspired by the lore of the Bantu. And he made it for his dad. The guy who did it made it for his dad, who I believe passed.
I think he said he did pass.
It was when I first saw it on I think it was the last Game Awards show.
Yeah, Game Awards.
He was talking about it, and dude was in tears, like high emotional moment for him. And it really resonated with me because what son doesn't want to see that, proud papa moment from his dad? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Makes sense.
This right here, though, is supposed to be, it's a platformer, side scrolling. Everything about it looks amazing. The power system, the back and forth between the fire and ice. We'll see how the mechanics are, but they look Prince of Persia, like early Prince of Persia, which that was an epic game in and of itself.
Not bad. I remember. I knew you said it's going between fire and ice. I know Sonic had a fire and ice. Never mind. Keep going, Panda. I just remember what game that was. Never mind. I just remember what that game was. Never mind. Keep going.
Yeah, Tales of Kinzera Zau, Z-A-U.
Yes.
Okay. Is that just Steam only, or is that coming out for like PlayStation or Switch?
I know right now the demo is on Steam. Yeah. I don't know if it's coming to console.
It's an EA, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's being produced or published by EA.
Yeah,
I think it's being published by EA.
So they'll probably put it out on something else.
It'll be on console then. It'll definitely be on one on both PlayStation and Xbox. And I don't like platformers are not really my jam, but I'm definitely gonna be playing that just to support because it looks good. It's by a black developer.
Okay. Well, I can.
So
I just googled it real quickly. It is coming out for PlayStation and Switch. So
okay. There you go.
Perfect. I'll add it to the queue. I'll add it to my wish list.
The other one, South of Midnight.
South of Midnight. Hey. Same.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get more information.
This right here,
man.
the way this dude looked was crazy.
Yes. And it reminds you, it's a what is it? It's like a Louisiana folktale.
Like Bayou.
About, I can't think of his name. But it's like a, it has something to do with like the spirits, stuff like that. Like that's why when I saw the trailer for this last year, and I was like, yo,
yeah,
I want to know more. Like I want to know more, man. This trailer looks so good.
It looked amazing. Yeah. You know what it reminded me of was Dreams. If you've ever played or seen that game Dreams, it looks similar. It's more 3D, but it reminded me of that. Dreams was a game that you can create video games in the game. Yeah. You create mini games and things in the game.
I downloaded it on PlayStation.
Yeah,
just to have, I think, before they took it offline or something. But yes.
But yeah, it was It was great. It was a black dude who played jazz, kind of like the movie Soul. It was kind of one of those vibes.
Okay.
It's got a single player playthrough of that. But on the side, you can make your own mini games and like it was like what was it, Mario Maker type deal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the fact that the snake came up behind her, it's like, dang.
That's interesting. That's pretty cool.
But yeah, those two were definitely two I wanted to make sure I mentioned. And then just as of course, shout out Miles Morales being brought into the forefront.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
I'm gonna stream that during Black History Month, so I'm definitely gonna play that.
Listen. When I am like, as much as I love games, I love comics as well.
Okay.
I remember I had gotten out of comics and I wasn't buying comics, and I just so happened when I stayed in Huntsville. So I stayed in Alabama. I'm from Alabama. I stayed in Alabama, and I was staying in I stayed in Huntsville. And Huntsville has a huge comic shop called The Deep, and I was just in there one day, just browsing, perusing. Like I said, hadn't picked up a comic in years. This is over 10 years ago. This when Miles first came out, and I saw him like, is that a black Spider-Man? That a black Spider? Hold up, man. I pick it up. I'm sitting there reading it. I was like, I grabbed it because at the time it was only like 6 or 7 comics out. Like he had just came out. Grabbed them, went to the page, drove around the corner to because I stayed in an apartment, not too far. Drove home. I'm sitting there looking like, yo, this is a black Spider-Man. So I'm sitting there reading it, seeing it, and it was just that we've come so far. You still got people hating on Miles, but I love the representation. Like, I love Miles. Miles is such a dope character. I like how he's different from Peter. You know what I'm saying? You still have Peter. Nothing wrong with Peter. Peter's always going to be amazing, going to be great. But you got somebody that looks like you, and that's different version, has similar powers, but he has other powers that Peter doesn't have. Things of that nature. Like, Miles is amazing, man, and I'm glad we got Miles. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's such a dope character, and they did a really good job creating him and writing him. So yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then him, and then Riri too. Got shout out Riri Williams.
Oh yes, shout out Riri Williams. Shout out to one of the OGs, T'Challa. Like this.
The only one I'm waiting for is Static. That's the only one I'm waiting for right now.
Yes. First off, let me shout you out for saying his name correctly. I get so tired of correcting folks. His name is not Static Shock. That was just the show.
It's Virgil.
The show was Static Shock. That's not his. Oh man, look at Static Shock. His name is just Static.
Yeah,
just Static. No
That's
Shock.
It.
That was the name of the show he had.
Yeah,
the comic. His name as a superhero. His Static.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yep.
It was always Static, no matter what iteration. If you watch
never.
DCAU, or even if you watch Young Justice when Static was, which I was kind of surprised they got Static. I was like,
it was just Static.
Yep.
Oh, shout out to Retro Correct, man. Static needs a movie, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He needs a movie.
Long overdue.
A new show, a movie, like
something.
I need a live action Static with a live action Miles in the same city.
Man, as much as that, that ain't gonna happen. But as much as dope as that would be,
bro,
as dope as that would be, as dope as that would be, man. But
if they did like a Spider-Verse version of Static, I would be okay with that.
Hey, I'll take. You know what I would take? I would love to see. You can give me. I'll take even some of the younger. Like, give me Static, and just have him have to work with the Signal for a little while. Okay. I'll take it. I don't know if you guys know about the Signal, who Duke Thomas. Yeah. Hey, and I think their powers kind of go well together too, bro. Let me see. Let Static had to go to Gotham, and Batman's out, and just Duke is around. He has to help Static do something. That would be dope. That interaction would be so dope. But man, look, it's some really good black. black characters, comic book characters out there, man. That's what I be trying to tell folks, man. It's some good ones out there outside of the the main ones. It was I think I did a video about it too. It was to talk about it, but somebody asked a guy at a con name 5 black superheroes that don't have that don't have that don't have lightning power, and he was sitting up there struggling. And I was like, "Come on, man, it's not hard. Well, if you read comics or know a little bit more about comics, it's not hard at all, man. There's so many good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
a tricky one. If you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, man. If you know just the main ones that are out front, but like even if you know it just a little bit, like I say, I can just out the top of my head, you can like Blade. If you don't, like I say, I know they told me not to include Miles because of his spider shock, but like Blade, Bishop, Blue Marvel,
Bishop, first
Brother Voodoo. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Terrific.
Voodoo, yep, Mr. Terrific.
Oh wow, yeah,
right. Look, Mr. Terrific is dope. A lot of people don't know Mr. Terrific is a dope character, bro. He's super smart. One of the smartest people in the DC universe. Like,
I know some people were mad he was on Arrow, but I get when I figured out who the character is, I was like, oh, they really brought Mr. Terrific in here. I was like, oh, I was surprised. I was like, oh, I was like, ooh, clever.
The Arrowverse has some of everybody,
right?
A little bit of everybody.
On. So
that was a great Arrowverse. Shout out to Arrowverse. That was a good. What they did with the TV budget was amazing. That's all I'll say.
Yes, it was. It was.
Okay, I'm about to go off the deep end and tell me if we need to wrangle this for another show. All right.
Gotcha.
We can put a pin in it if we need to. So, what? I want to go DC.
Okay.
So we got a thing on the show that we don't rag on DC, but we understand that their TV shows are far better than their movies. It's just a thing, unfortunately. And I feel that there are a lot of characters, and you know what, DC, Marvel, comic, you can pull anything, but there are a lot of characters who could easily be done. No extra CG, just straight, you know what I mean? Movie or TV show. Who would you bring that would make a big enough impact in the DC universe to pull them out of where they are right now, that people would start giving them respect again?
Giving respect. Okay, that last part's the key word there.
Right. So you can somebody who somewhat of a street level, somewhat, and one of my favorite Bat family members.
Okay.
Red Hood.
I'm with it.
I can see a Red Hood show.
Yeah.
You can, if you can let him be, and you can, you know what I'm saying? You can team him up with not Green Arrow, the red, his sidekick Speedy? Or whatever. Like you can team him up with Speedy. I know for a while that he was teaming up with Speedy and Starfire when they had I can't think of the name, but
it was the Starfire because
I'm the Starfire. Yeah, it was the Outlaws, and you don't have to use Starfire. You can pick somebody else that's more that way you don't have to use a whole lot of CJ because Starfire, her powers. Like if you want to bring in Vixen. You got Vixen to make a nice street level character. That I think that she would be dope. Like it's so many good characters that you can do off. If you want to create a detective show, bring in the Question.
I was thinking that. I was just thinking that.
But you ain't got to do Batman. You got another good detective, the Question. Like bring him in. Like it's so DC is they wasted so much stuff because you kept giving us those big three. Or trying to give us those big three. Like granted, we know Batman makes money. Granted, we know Superman makes money. The first one woman made some money. The second one was okay. It wasn't as trash as people trying to make it seem. It was okay. But you have other characters in your wheelhouse. I just watched the Blue Beetle movie with my kids a couple of weeks ago. It was a good movie.
Really?
It wasn't the best, but it was a good movie. You know what I'm saying? Like we enjoyed it.
Yeah. Same
thing. I haven't watched the new Aquaman. I like Aquaman. Because Black Manta is one of my favorite DC villains. I love Black Manta. I haven't watched Aquaman 2. The first Aquaman was okay. Like you have it, but the problem was with DC, I think they tried to be too much like the MCU, and that's what messed them up. Because if you go look at DC's animated cartoon movies.
Yeah.
Some of the best. Under the Red Hood is probably still one of my favorite like adult animated movies. Under the Red Hood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you have the characters, you have the stories. You just need to find somebody who's willing to take the time and help develop them into the movies, man. They like you have it. You just trying to do what you can't do what Marvel do. You can't do what Marvel has done.
That was always
a different
the problem. That was always the problem.
There we go.
Hopefully James Gunn sees
Black Lightning, Steel. That was who I was gonna say was Steel. And OG
like Steel. Now, don't give me no Shaq Steel either. Give me the good Steel.
Right.
You gotta save somebody's life by shooting a grenade through a little shooting a grenade like a free throw through a little hole. We don't need that. We don't need Ray J jumping all over me. We don't need that.
Right. Man. No, the one I would love would be a remake of Constantine.
Good point. I can see that with the CGI we got today. I can see that.
Man. Listen, that's something I wish Marvel would delve into, some more supernatural stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love for DC to get like the Dark Justice League, the animated movie was good. You know, Zatanna, Constantine. I can't think of the Goblin looking dude. Him. It was some other guys, but like you have it. Marvel has it as well, bro. Like, don't be afraid to dive in. Like, I don't know if you guys watched. They had Marvel on Hulu. They had the Hellstrom and him and his sister. That was actually a pretty dope series. It was only like one season.
Lobo and Hex too.
Yes, you can give us Lobo.
Yeah,
Lobo
give me Lobo.
Funny series. But to give my proper answer for DC, Constantine was a goon. I was actually thinking of Constantine myself, but going into the DC rabbit hole, Question was another one I thought of. Like, you can definitely, I can see like a Question if you want to do it like maybe live action Tick, maybe something like that. But that would be fun.
Yes.
Yeah. But as I'm thinking about it, you know what? I'm gonna say it, and I see King of Love mentioned it in the chat. I'd actually say Black Lightning because I don't like what the Arrowverse Black Lightning. I liked the first 2 seasons of Black Lightning, but I always felt the 3rd season broke the show. My honest opinion, I think the 3rd season broke the show because I like the whole dynamic of the Black family becoming superheroes, or like the families fighting together. There was something else I was watching on Netflix a while back. It was like it was a family of Black vampire hunters. I can't remember their name off the top of my head right now, but the young lady fell in love with a vampire, and they canceled it after 1 season. I was so pissed off.
Huh.
I was so pissed off. I can't remember the name.
I don't remember what it was on.
It was on Netflix.
Okay.
It was a family of Black ghost hunters or vampire hunters. I can't remember the name of it.
I don't know. So now that it reminds me of a book that's going to be getting made into I think they're developing a live action for it. I think Regina King is supposed to be help producing or directing. If you guys haven't heard it, but it's called Bitter Root. They're like a family of Black ghost hunters and demon hunters and stuff like that. And Regina Hall is going to be working on getting developing it into an actual live action show or movie, but it's a really good series. I ended up picking it up. My homeboy recommended it. Yeah, Bitter Root. Okay. It's really good. If you get a chance, check that out.
We'll do. Rod, was that First Kill?
I think so. It might be called First Kill. Yeah, I think it was that actually.
First Kill. Okay.
It was a good. Like when you get to the end, you're like, oh man. I was watching and then I found out it got canceled. I was pissed.
Oh man, with Monster Hunters
and
urban fantasy. Gotcha.
And Panda, you know who was laughing their ass off about it?
Huh. Oh, Nick. Of course. Of course she was. She's like, you said Bitter Root. I'm gonna have to look into this.
Yeah, because
Bitter Root is good if you can.
Yeah, because she doesn't like watching shows unless it gets past season 1. I got burned with that, and then I got burned. Peacock had like a person of color vampire series, Vampire Academy, I think it was called. That got canceled after one series, and that was based on a book series. I'm like, how you cancel a show that has a book series? Like, that's money on the table.
Wow. Yeah, this is supposed to be a Harlem Renaissance.
Yes, yeah, it's like it's set and later on, but it's.
Go ahead. I had an epiphany.
Go ahead.
Yo, what if we did a D&D campaign in Bitter Roots setting of Monster Hunters? Harlem Renaissance Monster Hunter D&D campaign.
That'd be dope.
Pin that till that show comes out. Pin that till we know.
Yo.
Pin that
sounds dope. That definitely sounds dope. Like I said, that's one thing about I love D&D, but I love the Monster Hunters type thing. Where, you know what I'm saying? Where you dealing with all types of different. I love anything, just about anything where you're dealing with Monster Hunter, where you're fighting against vampires, werewolves, zombies, all kinds of witches, warlocks, all kinds of people. I think that'll be dope.
Locke said that's why I like Aquaman actor being Lobo. I did hear about that.
Me too.
Yeah. And see, this thing with Lobo, you can give us a Lobo movie. You don't have to even bring Superman in it. You can give us a Lobo Bounty Hunter movie.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yo, that's Martian Manhunter. Have him go after Martian Manhunter.
Yes. Yes. Can I say something real quick?
Go for it.
Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, and you're probably thinking the same thing. If we do a Martian Manhunter, can we get the guy who voiced Martian Manhunter and just so we do the voice? That's all.
That's fine. I just don't. I will not forgive them for playing Martian Manhunter the way they played Martian Manhunter in Justice League. This man showed up at the end of the movie and was like, "Hey, I saw y'all was getting y'all butts whooped. I decided to just watch and see what was gonna happen. But next time, I got you. That's basically what this man did."
Yes.
I'm like, y'all really played this man like this. Come on, bro. Y'all could have gave this man. Come on.
Yeah.
I saw everything. I was like, I saw everything going on. I ain't know when to jump in like I was doing double dutch. So I decided to wait the next time. You know what I'm saying? I'll come back next time.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
And he said Black Lightning, all new cast, but keep the same main villain. I can respect that.
The villain was really good in Black Lightning.
Yeah.
The guy that played the villain was really good. He did a really, really good job.
Yeah,
man. Okay, so we got some new stuff. Bitterroot and what do we say? First kill. First kill and Bitterroot. And then for our Bloody Roar fans, the anime Killing Bites.
Killing Bites.
Again,
is that on Crunchyroll?
Probably, yeah.
Let me check.
Judges?
I'm looking at them now.
No.
Nah.
However,
I'll find someone to watch it.
Offline, I'll give you the link to my spot.
You the man.
I got you. But yeah. So I wasn't planning on going this long, but I first want to say, Hokage, again, appreciate you. Hopefully we'll have you back again soon. Great time.
I would love to come back. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much again. Thank you so much for inviting me. I really appreciate it. Just if you don't mind, can I just a quick shout out?
Yeah.
Quick shout out. Quick shout out to my guys. I know you guys are the Pandemonium Syndicate. We have I'm actually in two other groups. We're actually syndicates, but shout out to my guys that came through, Locks and Retro Man. Shout out to the Bag Syndicate. We're on YouTube, Twitter as well. I think TikTok. We're gonna be starting the TikTok soon. And shout out to my other guys, my other family, the Blerd Syndicate. Also on TikTok, Facebook, stuff like that. So we do podcasts and stuff on both of those as well. So if you get a chance, check us out. Follow. Guys can have you guys on the show a couple of times.
Feel free anytime.
Well, just let us know. Just let us know.
Yes.
Yeah. I will make sure that his TikTok link and everything, when I put this, when I update it, because it's already streaming live on YouTube, but when I update it, I'll make sure I'll put his stuff in there in the description so y'all can find him there. Yes, the Husky Hokage though on TikTok. Look this man up every day, every week with the gaming content. The boy is good.
Appreciate y'all.
The boy is good. Rod, anything saying closing out or?
Yeah, I would just say just keep an eye out on my Twitch schedule. I am trying to work my way up to become affiliate status, you guys. I'm trying to get my average viewership up. The game, I'll just announce this first of all, we can talk about Black protagonists. Most of the games I'm streaming this month is going to be Black protagonists. I'm doing Miles Morales. I'm doing the Streets of Rage. I'm doing the Streets of Rage games with the Hunter family. So Streets of Rage 1 with Adam, Streets of Rage 2 and 3 with Skate. I'm not sure about Streets of Rage 4. I might see if I can get my fiance to jump on. We might just do survival mode with Streets of Rage 4. The two of us. We're pretty bad. The two of us together, we have gotten. I don't know if either one of you two played Streets of Rage 4 on the survival, but the two of us together,
I haven't played on survival, but I'm down. If you need it, if you need somebody to play,
need a third.
Just let me know, man. Just let me know.
Like my fiance and I, we can get to the high 20s, low 30s together. So we're pretty nasty with it. Okay. We're pretty nasty with it. But so I'm doing that, and then I'm kind of finishing off some other series. Like tomorrow, I'm going to be streaming Sonic 3 Knuckles with Knuckles. Obviously, Black is Knuckles is Black adjacent. So
he was.
Hey man, exactly. Like you know, you got those characters that you know just automatically know they black. Like Piccolo, everybody knows Piccolo is a black man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got like Knuckles. Knuckles is a black. I.e., why they got Idris Elba.
When they got Idris to do that, that was just perfect.
Yes, it was.
Like Knuckles is black.
Right.
And then the other game I kind of started towards the end of last month, Crash 3 Warp. I mean, Crash has a lot of person of color, Caribbean, Polynesian inspiration. So.
Yeah. Facts.
So probably just those games, and then I'm also playing Husky Mega Man Battle Network 3, who also has, I wouldn't say a protagonist, maybe a rival to Land Dex. He's black. He has Gutsman as his net navy, so black adjacent.
True.
He's not the
yeah.
So I'm like, I was looking at him like, oh snap, I'm playing with black protagonists. I didn't even realize it. I was like, oh wow. And that's about it for me. And then I might just be streaming throughout the month Ace Attorney 3. I'm gonna probably maybe in the springtime do Apollo Justice. I want to just stream that. And I know my fiance is gonna jump along for the ride for that one. But nonetheless, but February, black protagonist. If you see me streaming, it's either I have a black protagonist in the game or a psychic that's a black protagonist. So we're just being outside of Knuckles for this Friday. But other than that, everything's going to be black or black adjacent somewhere.
All right.
I'm black.
So what he said was,
come
get your chocolate fix.
Hey. There you go.
They come get your chocolate fix is what he's saying. So, in general, next week's show we'll talk about black anime characters, and kind of how they fall within, their series. The following week, we're going to go over black voice actors, for kind of give them their props, their flowers, things of that nature. That'll put us most of the way through the month. Let me see here. Double check the calendar.
Probably one more Thursday after that.
The Thursday after that, which is the 22nd and the 29th, one of those two, we may bring back the D&D session for one of those two. And the fourth one will be a surprise. So just so you all are aware of kind of how that's going to go. As far as my general streaming, I'm in there, in and out. So you catch me when you catch me. For the most part, only the podcast is going to be officially set. However, you all can keep an eye out, please, for the other pillars of Pandemonium podcasts are going to start dropping in the next week. Lessons and lore, and actually I'm gonna switch the background here really quick to our banner. So as you all can see, again, Panda Gaming is where we do our live streams. You have the Panda of Pandemonium, Pandemora, where we do anime reviews, anime recaps, anime news, things of that nature, where the podcast falls. So we'll have some more of those. Tales of Lesson and Lore, we're gonna have some story time. That's what we're gonna have. So audio readings of books, stories, things I've created, things that are mythological, public domain stuff, just so y'all can have something in the background if y'all need to listen to a story real quick, right? and then also Panda's Pearls, which is motivational talks, meditation, guided meditations, Pomodoro music for studying if you would like, things of that nature. So keep an eye out for those. As of right now, the schedule is once monthly for each of those. I'm going to try to shoot eventually for once a week, and then hopefully 2 or 3 times a week with all of those as well. But that's like 8 different podcasts at once. So,
and people got to.
So for right now, we're gonna shoot for 1 a month for each one and go from there. But I hope you all really enjoy. I do have a project that I'm working for one of those where I'm going to take Deus Ex Mankind and turn it into an audio listening experience. So you will be the main character, basically going through my gameplay of that game as an audio book.
Interesting.
So hope you all enjoy that and that process as we go through it. Other than that, I appreciate everybody for swinging through. Thank you so much. Again, check out the Husky Hokage. Make sure you check out Robbie to Win. Check out the Panda Pandemonium place on social, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, all that jazz. But as we always say, know your chaos, embrace your chaos, become your chaos. Understand that that is where you will finally learn to become the eye of the storm and control everything that's going on around you. All right. So hope you all enjoy. We love you.